KEJL, Humble City, Hobbs, K263AZ, Hobbs.
Also brought to you by the Coffee House, Hydrotech Services, SunGuard Precision, Robinson & Associates Real Estate, Albertsons Market, and Lavelle Insurance. At the Pit in Albuquerque, it is the 5A semifinals. And with the call, here's Ty Friend and Dawn Morgan.
Thanks, TJ. Exciting game here tonight. Afternoon, I should say, as the Hobbs Lady Eagles taking on Volcano Vista. And Don, this is a series that's been having a lot of top-notch billing the last couple of years. They played in the last 4 state championship games. Both teams have won 2 of those each. So it's pretty exciting stuff. Coach Carpenter, he's had 3 championships under his belt. Coach Villarreal has been around for a long time. She's had 5 state championships with Volcano Vista. This is built up to be a very tough ball game for both teams. They keep facing each other over and over again, although Hobbs has a 1-0 lead this year as they beat them at the Hobbs Holiday Tournament. Yeah, that game was 78-50 victory on December 30th. And, yeah, Hobbs actually was able to come in and control, their big guns. T.T. Hill, Liliana Duncan, Mila Espinosa really are their top 3 go-getters. And they were able to kind of contain and control T.T. Hill a little bit. She leads in points, in rebounds, in assists and blocks. Liliana Duncan leads in steals, field goal percentage. Mila Espinosa leads in second in points. Adriana Zavala second in rebounds. But those 3 girls, and then you add Zavala in there, are really the 3 to really beat, to contain, to really watch, and Hobbs was able to do that successfully in that game and win the tournament with that victory time. Yeah, of course, Coach Carpenter was more concerned about La Cueva having to play them. He thought that was the toughest team left in the draw, but of course they get by them the other night, 68-44, 24-point victory in that ball game. Of course, the big headline was they're going to be down a player tonight or this afternoon. I keep reminding myself what time of day it is. Brent Hargrove is out with a couple of techs. And that's going to be somebody hard to lose out with. She had 17 points in that game down there at Tasker Arena during the Christmas break. But that's going to be an issue. But Hobbs had some people step up. Brett Clay, 19 points, almost a double-double, 8 rebounds. 3 other players in doubles. Kendall Cunningham, 11. Brent Hargrove, 11, as we mentioned. And Nakia Mojica with 10. So lots of people stepping up. Hobbs out-rebounded La Cueva 34-33. So kind of a sigh of relief for Coach Carpenter. Didn't like the situation with the Techs losing a player. But that happened last year, and they won the state championship. Yeah, they were out with Kendall Cunningham, and they still won the state championship. Although it hurts, and you said, and it does take a girl stepping up and coming in and filling that hole successfully. You can't just be out that position and be out the points, the rebounds, whatever she's contributing, and not do it. And it is going to hurt. Hargrove she went 3 of 4 for 3-point shooting in that game against La Cueva. She is one of our top perimeter shooters, along with Mojica. She sank 2 of her 4 attempts in that game against La Cueva. And Brett Clay can certainly pop a tray, and she had 1 attempt and did not make it. Just Mojica and Hargrove contributing the 3-pointers in that game. Being without Hargrove will count. I mean, she's a starter. She's a ball handler. She's out there. She grabs rebounds as well. And, it's going to hurt. I think a key to Tuesday's win was a turnover situation. Hobbs causing 21. Most of those coming in the second half. We saw the defense really starting to close down and going after balls. Girls for the Lady Eagles diving on the court. Armitage knocked around so many times in that game. Every time she'd get up and go back right to business. She was on the free throw line and really kind of damaged her a little bit there. But still, lots of different people getting involved with their 4 double-digit scores in that contest. Hobbs shooting 47% from the field, 38% from the three-point line, and 56% from the charity stripe. I think if you look at this game today, Hobbs definitely try to get advantage of getting some free throw opportunities and getting some chances inside, getting some fouls against Volcano Vista, and to kind of add on to their freebies from that line. Yeah, they can't afford to start a little cold. They were a little bit cold in their shooting starting off. They did average just under 50% for the game, but they were under 42% in that first quarter. So, they're going to have to come out a little harder. I think it's interesting, and one of the other statistics from the La Cueva game Tuesday, Hobbs had 18 fast breaks and only 6 for La Cueva. And Hobbs scored 7 points on second chance shooting, 11 for La Cueva. Talk about that other game real quickly, Don. That Volcano Vista Mayfield contest, a very slow-scoring affair to get Volcano Vista into this game. 4 versus 5 at the seats. It wasn't an upset, but
35-31 the final in that one. Only one player got in double digits for Volcano Vista. That was Liliana Duncan. She had 10 points. A couple of girls with 8. Myla Espinoza and TT Hill with 8. But, boy, lots of rebounds, though, for Hill. 23. That's what the stats say, the official stats. Yeah. 23 rebounds. Did get a double-double with only 8 points. But she's 6 foot. She'll be the tallest girl on the court we'll have to deal with.
She averages right at 11 rebounds per game. And so, yeah, she's definitely going to be one to have to really guard and really watch for, because she's a shooter as well, and sometimes that's unusual. You know, you'll have a big girl who works for you in the paint maybe really well, but she works inside, outside. She's scoring points. I don't know about her three-point situation, but she definitely is going to be one to control and contain. Of course, Hobbs, you mentioned, Coach was happy, with the win over La Cueva, feeling like, his team is confident against this team against Volcano Vista. But next, they should also be feeling pretty good, because if they win this one, they play Sandia. They know that they're not playing Farmington, the only one of only 3 teams to have beaten them this season, and it's still in overtime by 1 point, but still, they're not going to have to play Farmington for the state championship. They would play Sandia, another team that they actually beat in that Metro tournament in Albuquerque in January.
Yes, and I know we were talking the game on Tuesday about going up against the Cueva. We're kind of nervous about the stats there. They were a team that had more steals and turnovers on the average per game. Same situation with this Volcano Vista team today. They average 15.7 steals a game and only give up the ball 12.7. That means the Hobbs Lady Eagles got to take care of their ball, even in the half-court offense. They do like to move it up and down the court once in a while, but on the half-court offense, they got to make sure people come into the basketball, not let anybody get trapped near half-court, and get open some opportunities in the paint. Yeah,
definitely. I'm skipping ahead talking about playing Sandia for the championship. They got to take care of this game first. They can't be thinking too much about that. But they got to be feeling a little better about all that, and knowing, having beaten, this team this season already, that's got to make them feel pretty good. Although you can't come in and underestimate them at all. You got to remember the lessons you learned from that holiday tournament victory and put them to use in this game here. And of course, since then, Volcano Vista has had time to think about that loss, to think about some adjustments that they would need to make, and how they want to beat the Hobbs Lady Eagles.
Let me ask you, we weren't in the locker room before this game. What do you think Coach Carpenter about the down one player mentality? Is that something you don't address, or you just say go play basketball?
Oh, I think he just says we have to deal with it. It's a reality. I don't like it, but we have the game to play now, and next girl up. We're just going to try to solve that problem and move in. Acknowledge the fact that she's not going to be in the game, but fix it, and try to fix the hole.
Boy, these two coaches very much have the hardware from the state tournament. We mentioned both of them 2-2 against each other in the last 4 championships. Coach Carpenter, of course, won in 2023 last year, winning by 7 points. Definitely a great win for him on that one. They also won back in 2020. That was a 58-43 win, a little bit more of a cushion on that one. But between those 2 years, 21 and 22, Coach Villarreal was the winner, 52-49 and 21 in a short COVID year. And then in 2022, they win by 17 over the Lady Eagles. But kind of a nice flavor to this matchup. These coaches know how to get to the final game if they need to.
Yeah, and a couple of these players are very, know that really well. They have 4 seniors. TT Hill is one of them. She's got all this experience that you're talking about for these last 3 and 4 years of the matchups between these 2 teams, these 2 head coaches, and she's got all of that baggage coming in, but all that experience too. Liliana Duncan, another one of the big guns. She's a senior this year, and those 2 girls especially, they've got the perspective, the knowledge. It's not just about this season and this game, but it's about all of that experience that you put together over the last few years.
Of course, back at the Hobbs Holiday Tournament, it seems like, a month and a half ago or so, Hobbs winning big, 78-50. Long road trip for Volcano Vista, but Hobbs led in every quarter, outscoring Volcano 6-5, 5, and 12. Fourth quarter closing the deal there. Bunch of people scoring in that one for Hobbs. Hargrove with 17, Armitage 14 with good numbers for her. Also Cunningham 13 and Clay 12. So a lot of people stepping up. But what I really liked about the numbers too, the rebounding. Lots of girls stepping up there. 10 for Cunningham, 8 for Clay, 5 for Armitage, 6 for Zapata. All these girls are crashing the boards and getting a 28-point win. That's pretty impressive in that victory.
Yeah, last game you were against La Cueva, you were asking me, what do you think the weakest point of Hobbs Hobbs, excellent game, really is. But I think the biggest strength they have, and they have a lot of them, is their depth. It's just this point that you're making, is that these girls, they can step up. Somebody's not having quite as good a game. Somebody else, has a chance to step up and get in there. So they're going to need that now because they are without Hargrove. They also, Jayla David, remember, she's playing, but she may not be 100%. She's got a leg brace, going on from that. She recovered from a bruised tailbone that was injured in that Albuquerque Metro tournament. So she's gotten banged up and bunged up. She played that game valiantly on Tuesday and certainly contributed well. But now without Hargrove, with her maybe, not 100%, although she's so tough, she's gonna be in there no matter, and regardless. But that's kind of one no-show and one that may not be 100% that they're going to have to make up for.
Let me bring TJ in here just a minute. TJ, of course, you guys were just over at Rio Rancho. Tatum, a big-time win or loss by a close margin. I don't know if we want to double overtime here, but that was a pretty close one earlier today.
Well, it certainly was, and of course, the Lady Coyotes getting to the semifinals before eventually falling in double overtime, and on a very cold morning there at the Rio Rancho Event Center. And then there was one, and that one today is the Hobbs Lady Eagles.
Yeah, I can imagine this thing goes into double OT. I mean, that's going to be a tough one. I mean, both teams
not.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we're getting close to our first play of the game with about 2:15 left in the pregame show, and it looks like this is going to be a major battle as your Hobbs Lady Eagles take on Volcano Vista. And Hobbs, of course, 26-3, and their opponent, the Hawks, at 23-5. We're going to call this the Battle of the Birds here at the pit.
Definitely.
And it's the black and gold versus the black and silver, and we'll be back with the starting lineups and the tip-off. Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball continues in a moment on Eagle 100.5.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jow, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360.
When you want the job done right, trust the professionals at DNC Electric for all your electrician's needs. DNC Electric does oil well installations, battery installations, power lines, automation, electric motor repairs, transformer repair, and so much more. When you want a reliable, dependable electrician for all your commercial and industrial services, call DNC Electric 492-0044, 575-492-0044. DNC Electric, 1444 West Broadway.
Rent-A-Center is a proud supporter of the Hobbs Eagles in both athletics and academics. Being an Eagle fan for many years, the team at Rent-A-Center knows what it takes: hard work and dedication. For all of your furniture needs, visit your friends over at Rent-A-Center. They offer free delivery and no credit checks. Se hablan español. Let Rent-A-Center improve your home with a couple of pieces of furniture. And Rent-A-Center of Hobbs, 2404 North Grimes in the Albertsons Plaza, is locally owned and operated. Rent-A-Center supports the Hobbs Eagles and says, go fight, win.
RMS Foods Incorporated of Hobbs supports local athletics. Wishing the Hobbs Eagles the best of luck. That hard work and dedication is definitely paid off. It's time to shine, Eagles. RMS Foods, providing high-quality products for the food industry. RMS Foods Incorporated, Hobbs, New Mexico, proud to be a part of Lee County. Go Eagles! Your friends at RMS Foods are behind you all the way.
Everyday specials are going on this Family Pack Sirloin Cut Pork Chops, $1.17 a pound. Family Pack Arm Roast, $3.77 a pound. Family Pack Split Fryer Breast, 97 cents a pound. Large Haas Avocados, 97 cents each. Food Club Gallon Milk, $2.97. Large Fancy Lemons, 3 for $1. Red Ripe Tomatoes, $1.47 a pound.
For all your grocery specials, come to La Tienda 400 East Marlin and Thriftway in the Broadmoor Shopping Center.
Hobbs Rental wants to wish Lee County student athletes the best of luck as they take on challenges and experience success. The team of Hobbs Rental wants you to know that teamwork is everything. Hobbs Rental provides complete valve service, relief valve, vent valve, and thief hatch maintenance. VR certified and ISN approved. When you need the job done right the first time, call Hobbs Rental at 393-3085. Go Eagles!
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Welcome back to Lady Eagle State Basketball Tournament action from the pit on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. With TJ Miracle, I'm Dawn Morgan. Ty Friend has the call, and they are announcing our starting lineups. And for your visiting Volcano Vista, number 2, Liliana Duncan. 3, Faith Ortiz. 14, Adriana Zavala. 23, Mila Espinosa. And 35, Tejuan Hill, her nickname TT. For your Hobbs Lady Eagles, we talked a little bit about in pregame about who was going to take Bryn Harco's place, at least as a starter. My bet was Alian Armitage, and yes, she is starting along with Brett Clay, Nakai Mojica, Kendall Cunningham, and Jayla David. Those are going to be your 10 players on the floor when we get this one tipped off, Ty Friend.
TT Hill, leading scorer for Volcano Vista. She's a 6-foot post player, senior, 17.1 points a game. First in rebounds, 10.5. First in assists, 2.7. And first in block shots with 1 a game. So she has a lot of stat categories on her name. Mia Espinosa, second leading scorer, 13.2. She is leading in three-point percentage at 33%, has 59 completed on those on the season. Second in assists at 1.8, second in steals at 3.3. So a trend here. Some of their top players are not selfish with the basketball. They also play some defense as well for this squad. Definitely some good play in terms of the team play. 37% from the field, Volcano Vista, and they are shooting just 29% from three-point range. Of course, some of the players the Lady Eagles have been going to all season. Brett Clay, she's averaging the first top score at 13.8, number 1 there. Rebounds at 6.7, number 1 there. Assists, 3 a game, 1 number 1 there, and tied for steals at 2.8. She was the leading scorer again in that Tuesday game, definitely stepping up when Cunningham had to leave in the fourth quarter. Clay had 19 points and 8 rebounds, so definitely going to help the cause out there. Brent Hargrove not playing in this one. She averages close to 11 a game. Kendall Cunningham, though, stepping up, 9.9 a contest and 6.3 rebounds. She's definitely going to have to be a force against the big TT Hill girl.
Yeah, Brett Clay, Nakai Mojica, Kendall Cunningham, Jayla David, they all had excellent games on Tuesday night against La Cueva. So getting ready to see this one tipped off.
The Battle of the Birds, TT Hill going up against the Lady Eagles. Jayla David, Volcano Vista gets it. As getting it back to post player, Hill dumps it up to the top of the arc. Wide open 3 on the way for Volcano Vista off the front of the rim, no good. As it's tipped back up, and it's over the top of the rim for 2 as Hill puts it through. That was a shot from Mia Espinosa, top of the arc.
Right.
So Hill's first rebound and bucket of the ball game. 2-0 Volcano Vista, the Battle of the Birds here at the pit. Eagle basketball in the front court. Armitage on the left wing. Returns it up top to Clay. Against a 2-3 zone for the Hawks. Unloads to the right wing to Mojica. Going to try to move the zone out against her. Cross it back over to Armitage on the left wing. Drives to the top of the circle. Back to Mojica. She'll spot up a 3 left side. It swishes it through. What beautiful follow through with the hand after that one.
Yeah, beautiful form and great to be on the board with a lead.
Yeah, she had 2 big trays in that fourth quarter against La Cueva on Tuesday. 3-2 Hobbs in their first lead. At the other end, a pass down to Ortiz, right corner, goes baseline. It's rejected from behind by Jayla David right on top of the basketball and fly swatted it to the baseline.
Yeah, and Kendall Cunningham was right there to back her up.
It'll be Volcano Vista basketball wearing the black uniforms, white numbers. The Hobbs Lady Eagles, a home team in the white unis. Ball comes about in the left corner to Duncan. Back deep to Ortiz, top of the circle. She'll back it out against the Lady Eagles. They'll bring 2 guards up near the half-court line. Pass to the far right sideline to Espinoza. Takes a dribble with her left hand, taking on Mojica. Bounce it over to the left wing to Ortiz. To the left corner, unloads the basketball, and then gets it back quickly, does Ortiz. Her pass is rejected.
Nice.
Stolen away by the Lady Eagles. Mojica, first turnover for Volcano Vista. Pass it to the front court. David fakes the 3 to the left corner, goes to the rack with it. High arching layup off the left glass and puts it through. The Lady Eagles now 5-2 in this one. David with a big bucket on that. Hobbs gets a steal in the paint, pass out to David on the left side of the block, and she tries to fire a J. And we got a rebounding foul underneath as Hobbs getting a steal in the paint by Armitage.
Yeah, already Hobbs is, that defense so famous for forcing turnovers and making points on those turnovers. That's what's important.
Armitage picks up the foul, first team foul as well for Hobbs, who now leads 5-2. Volcano Vista already 2 turnovers. The inbound comes to Hill, the big post player. Gets it back to her guard in the paint of the backcourt. Espinoza. Bounce off to the near sideline to Duncan. Still in the backside. Returns it to Espinoza to bring it across. She's guarded by Mojica now in the front court. Far right sideline. 6:14 left first quarter. Hobbs by 3. Bounce pass left wing to Duncan. Jump stop of the dribble on the left baseline. To the free throw pass to Zavala. Shots off the mark. Back of the backboard there. Hill gets a rebound, puts it back up on a fadeaway off the back of the rim right block. Pulled down in the left corner, though, by Jelsa Hines. Returns to the left wing to Espinoza. Guarded closely by Brett Clay. Almost got a foul there, kind of a push-off. Unloads behind her to Hines. Down to the left corner, 3 on the way for Espinoza, and gets it to drop through the hole and puts through the first tray of the game for the Hawks. It's tied at 5. A steal on the inbound on the far right sideline. Hobbs' first turnover, and they get it back deep to Duncan. Duncan sends it to Hill on the left elbow. Puts the pass off left corner again to Espinoza. Another 3 in the same area. She's back-to-back on Trey. 6 points for her. Volcano Vista by 3.
Got to keep a hand in her face.
Eagles at the other end on the right wing. A 3 by Mojica. In and out this time. Rebound. Cunningham gets bodied up from behind. Trying to tip it in with the left side of the rim with 2 hands. It gets bodied up by Hill, shoving her hips into the back of her. That will be 2 free throws on the missed shot there.
The only turnover for Hobbs is that steal by Duncan, and she leads the team, the Volcano Vista, with 3.8 per game. So not surprising to see that.
Cunningham at the free throw line. First one off the front of the rim. Came into the contest shooting 65%. The Lady Eagles on the line this season at 66%. Already a sub for Coach Carpenter's. Checking in as Matson Zapata as she comes in for Carolina Sice. Second shot for Cunningham is a switch. 1 of 2 on the line. And now your score 8-6. Your Hobbs Lady Eagles leading in this one.
5:18 left to play in the first here.
Long inbound to the far right sideline, pulled down by Hines, gives it back deep to Duncan. Duncan will take on Zapata. To the time stripe, unloads the ball. To Hines, into the front court, left side. Bounce pass to that three-point shooter, Espinoza. Returns up top to Hines, dribbling behind her back. One-hand bounce over to Espinoza on the left wing. She puts it off to the left block to Duncan. Jump shot off the side left rim, no good. Tipped around and pulled down again by Hines. Hobbs has got to get some blockouts. Unloads the left corner to Duncan. Posting up, Zavala left block. Bounce pass to the left wing to Espinoza. Fires a 3. This one an air ball. Pulled down by David on the left block for the Lady Eagles. In transition. Up court to a breaking Zapata on the far left sideline. Sends it to Cunningham on the free throw line. Over to right corner to Clay. Dump it back down to Cunningham. Right block. Out again to Clay in the right corner. Her 3 off the side of the rim. Ripped down on that left baseline hard by the big post player. That's Hill's 3rd rebound. 8-6. Volcano Vista up by 2 off a couple of trays seconds ago from Espinoza. Pass it to the front court to Duncan as she unloads to the far right sideline to Espinoza. Back to Duncan, right corner, fadeaway 3. Hits the bottom of the net, no good. Put back up on the left block and getting bumped as she goes up with it. The 2 number 14s battling. Yeah. Zavala got bumped by Brett Clay, number 14 for the foul.
And that's a first rebound for Zavala in the game. And I think she is second in rebounds for the team for Volcano Vista.
That will put Zavala on the line, shooting just 44% from the charity stripe. Free throws bouncing around and good as getting her first free throw of the game. That's her first shot as a team. They're shooting 62% this season heading into the game. David takes a breather now for the Hobbs Lady Eagles, and Caitlin Munoz steps in. Caitlin Munoz for the Lady Eagles.
And Volcano Vista leading 9-6.
Second shot is off the right rim. A hard brick there. Pulled down by Cunningham on the left block. Pivots and gives it up to her guard. That's Mojica. Fires it across the timeline. Left corner to Zapata. Back to Mojica on the left wing, down to the right corner, and trying to get away from the defender as Munoz throws it up top to Clay. Over the left side, arc, Holding on to it for a second as Mojica slides right up the dribble, gets the 2-3 zone. Returns to the far left sideline to Zepeda. Dumps it to Cunningham on the left elbow. Drives the right side of the lane. Reverse layup. Scoop shot on the front of the rim. No good. Hill rips it down. Nobody's blocking Hill out. That's her fourth board at 6 feet. Into the front of the court as well. Throws it up top in the front side to Espinoza with the lefty dribble on the left wing. Against Zabala's screen, throws a lefty layup shot, no good. Hill goes over the back, no call. Pulled down for the Lady Eagles on the left block on the rebound by Brett Clay, her first. Outlet to the timeline, bringing it across Mojica, top of the circle. Bounce pass back door to Zepeda, and she gives up about 5 inches to the big girl who swats it from behind Hill to the left baseline.
Her first block with the 4 boards in the game and 2 points. Again, she really is a standout player.
Substitution for the Lady Eagles, returning the starter Eliana Armitage, checks in for Zepeda. And it'll be Hobbs basketball on the left baseline. Mojica to inbound, trailing by 3, 9-6. She's got to chuck it back deep, top of the circle to Munoz. Over to Cunningham, left wing for 3 off the back of the iron, no good. Hill with another uncontested rebound on the left block. That's her 5th board in this first quarter. 3:10 remaining in the first, 9-6 Volcano Vista. Into the front court to Duncan on the left wing. Bounces it down to the left corner to Zabala. Returns to Duncan near left side. Crossover move, top of the circle. Kicks it out to the right wing to Espinoza. A few lefty dribbles against the Lady Eagles' top 2 defenders. Crossover move is a pass to Hines down the lane. Runner shot no good, but Hill's wide open for the tip with 2 hands at the left glass. 4 points and 6 rebounds for TT Hill from Volcano Vista. Their biggest lead is 5 in the first quarter. 11-6 your score. Armitage gets a pass in the front court, top of the arc. Slings it down right corner. Munoz to Cunningham, right block. Tries to get it out to the left side. It's deflected by Volcano Vista out to the left sideline, and that was a touch by Duncan.
Yep.
So Hobbs basketball. A little bit nervous time here, Don. Down by 5 early.
They are, but there's a lot of basketball left to play, and Mojica gets to inbound.
Gets it into Clay. Jump stop as she catches the ball and hands it right back to Mojica. Comes to the top of the circle. Sends it back to the left wing. Coming to get the ball was Munoz. And back deep again to the timeline zone to Mojica. Cross court right to Armitage with 2:18 remaining. Crossover move, top of the circle. Double team against her. Goes back door. Munoz was waiting for it. I think we got a hawk touching it before it goes out of bounds. Yes, they do. They get a swat. Looks like Hill had a piece of it, and it gets knocked out on the left baseline. Hobbs basketball.
And that's a good thing. Muniz is breathing a big sigh of relief because it was in and out of her hands at first, and then touched by a hawk, and then went out. And that is going to be Kendall Cunningham coming out.
David checking in for her.
Right.
Inbound to the left elbow. Spin for Clay. Kicks it down left corner to Mojica. Back to Clay on a double clutch. That was a backdoor cut. Missing off the left rim. We got bodies flopping on the floor for the rebound. Ricochet. It looks like Hobbs will get the jump ball out of it as going to the floor for the Lady Eagles that time. Jayla David still kind of limping as she comes up with that big brace on her left leg.
Yeah, she is. And I think Armitage went down as well.
So the arrow going to the Lady Eagles right baseline inbound to David. Free throw line. Fadeaway Jay off the left rim. Rebound on the left block. It's trying to pivot as Munoz with her first rebound of the ball game. And back deep to the timeline to Clay to reset. Coming back to get the ball is Mojica on the right wing. Moving that 2-3 zone. Over to Armitage on the left side circle. Gives it up left elbow. Clay on the pivot. Dump it left corner. Munoz with a 3 shot off the back of the rim. Rebound on the free throw line. Pulled down for Hines. Her 3rd for the Hawks. Sends it back deep to her point guard Duncan. Across the timeline to Espinoza on the left wing. 1:35 left in the quarter. 11-6 Volcano Vista. Unloads to Duncan, top of the circle. Drives the lane. Kicks it down right corner. 3 on the way on the fadeaway. Nailing it is Jalissa Hines. Her first tray. That's the 3rd tray of the ball game here in the first quarter for Volcano Vista. They call the timeout here with 1:26 left in the first.
It is a 30-second timeout, so we may just want to keep it here and acknowledge some sponsors.
Yeah, we'll say a big thank you to all the good folks who make Hobbs Lady Eagle playoff basketball possible. You see them there at the bottom of your screen. You're hearing them on the radio feed. NMR Pipeline, Lee County State Bank, TDS, First American Bank of Hobbs, Forest Tire, Divine Energy, Lasco Construction, IPS Incorporated, Excel Energy, Norley Hospital District, R360, Rent-A-Center, DNC Electric, RMS Foods, Hobbs Rental, Thriftway and La Tienda Grocery Stores, Eunice Pump and Supply, The Coffee House, Hydrotech Services, SunGuard Precision, Robinson and Associates Real Estate, Albertsons Market, and Lavelle Insurance.
Don, kind of nervous time here.
Yeah.
Hobbs has given up 3 trays in this game. Espinoza 2 from the same spot on the left wing, and Hines with 1 just there, causing a timeout. But it was actually Volcano Vista that called it.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, but it's time to reset. Hobbs with just 6 points on the board, 3 from Mojica, the only tray. Cunningham 1, David 2.
Remember, the Lady Eagles beat this team by 28 back in December at the Hobbs Holiday Tournament Championship. tip. Hobbs ball in the front court. Armitage slings it over to the left side to Seiss. Back to Armitage, over to the right wing. Mojica to try to move that zone. Returns Armitage top of the circle to Cunningham free throw line. Tries to thread the needle down low to David. Picked off in the paint by Espinoza for Hobbs' second turnover. She dribbles the right elbow, fires up a J from her chest, and puts it through the hole and throws her fist in the air. Pretty excited about that shot, I guess she is. That's her first non-tray. She's got 8 points. The biggest lead is 7 now for Volcano Vista, 16-9.
And that comes off the steal, out of the turnover.
Seiss gets a pass on the left wing to Armitage, right side of the circle. Drives the lane, throws up a shot off the back of the iron. No rebound, so Lady Eagles on that one. Zavala rips it down on that left baseline and gives it back deep on the base to Duncan. To the half-court line again to Zavala, and returns to the far right side to Espinoza with 30 seconds left first quarter. Not a great start for the Lady Eagles, down by 10. On the right wing, dribbling behind her back is Espinoza. Got away with the carry. She kind of flipped the ball flapjack style there. Returns to the half-court line to Duncan. Gets a screen, fires up a 3 from the right wing. Off the front of the iron, no good. Another rebound coming up for Hines. She falls to the floor and gets tied up, and going to the hardwood once again, as usual. Armitage picking up another black and blue bruise there, as she always is going to go down on the ground for that basketball.
Yeah, Coach putting Armitage in and subbing out Cepeda for her. They're sharing that spot that Hargrove would have had starting for the Lady Eagles, and in this lineup and configuration.
14.9 left in the first quarter, 16-6 Hawks over the Lady Eagles. It's going to be Volcano Vista basketball on the left baseline. To inbound is Duncan. Goes into the free throw line to Hill. Pivots, kicks it out left. Wide open again. Espinoza for 3, and she nails another one.
Yeah, they were very concerned about trying to guard against Hill and left Espinoza open on the perimeter.
3 trays and 11 points. 1 second. They're not going to get the shot off. Hobbs was just throwing the ball around the perimeter, and they did not realize the clock was running out. It's kind of hard to see the scoreboards from down on the court.
Right.
You have to look up in the top of the pit to see those. There's no middle scoreboard, but that's not a good way to end the quarter. Hobbs down their biggest margin, 13.
We'll be back for the second quarter as Hobbs Lady Eagle playoff basketball continues on Eagle 100.5. Did you know Hydrotech Services was the first hydro excavation company in New Mexico and West Texas and has been in business for over 20 plus years? Hydrotech Services employs residents from Hobbs and supports the youth of the community. Hydrotech is now hiring CDL drivers and swampers. Starting pay for CDL drivers, $26 per hour, plus insurance benefits and a sign-on bonus. For more information, call 393-4653. Hydrotech Services, another proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
The Coffee House offers a complete menu of coffee, teas, frappes, smoothies, specialty drinks, and so much more. Look them up on Instagram under the Coffee House to see all the great specials and a complete menu. And remember, you can skip the line by ordering online. It's fast and easy. Open Monday through Saturday. The Coffee House, 1103 North Grimes, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics.
19-6 here at the start of the second. We'll get your point producers in a minute. Hobbs basketball, and a bad throw down the lane is taken away by Liliana Duncan. Lady Eagles' third turnover. Top score for Hobbs, Nakia Mojica with 3, 2 for David, 1 for Cunningham. The leader for Volcano Vista, the streak three-point shooter, Espinoza with 11. Volcano Vista basketball in the front court. The dribble on the right wing by Hines. Hands off to big 6-footer Hill. She dribbles up to the top of the arc with her left hand. Now a runner shot down the lane off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound on the right block for the Lady Eagles. Pulled down by Brett Clay. That's her second. 7:20 left second quarter. Over to the left wing to Clay. Over to same side to Mojica. On the sideline, posting up David on the left elbow. Kick out right wing to Armitage. Drives the baseline, gets bodied up, throws a shot on the run, going out of bounds, no good. Rebound in transition for Duncan, her first board. Into the front court, stop and go. Goes to the baseline left to Hines. Hines is needing some help, shoving away David on the offensive player there. No call. Unloads up top to Duncan. Double team against her by Armitage, and Mojica comes out of it. Finds Hill on the right wing. Up top of the circle, the post player. Another runner. Nope. She passes in the last second. Wide open was Zavala on the left block for the lay-in. She's got 3 points. Hobbs getting burned on the baseline that time. The defense kind of moving out. And unfortunately, they get scored on 21-6. The biggest lead, Don, is 15 now.
Yeah, 6.5 left to play in this second. Oh, Mojica lets loose of one.
Yep, downtown at the top of the arc for Mojica. That's her second tray of the ball game. 6 points for her. An official timeout called, so Hill can tie her left shoe. You don't see that very often, but they did stop it in the backcourt so she can get hooked up there. And it'll be Hobbs getting ready to set up their full court trap pressure here. The inbound to Hill in the paint, lost the ball. She tried to pass. It rolled out of her hands to Duncan, who picks it up. She slings it to the timeline to a wide open Hines on the right side. Comes down the lane, bounce pass back door. A back-to-back bucket for Zavala, wide open. She's got 5 points for those in this second quarter early.
Cunningham was alone down there under the basket. Couldn't guard two players at once.
23-9. It's Volcano Vista. It's going to be a shot for the Lady Eagles. A swish on the right side. 18-footer by Clay over the outstretched hands of Hill. Hill's 6 foot, and Clay makes her pay for it right to the net. 23-11. 12-point Volcano Vista lead. Into the front court is Duncan, guarded closely by Armitage. Stop and go. Top of the arc, weaves down the lane. Kick it to the right corner. Hines for a three, nails it. Hines has got 2 trays, total of 5 trays for Volcano Vista, up by 15.
26-11 your score. 5:40 left in the second.
Into the front court, the pass to Clay on the right wing, back deep to Mojica. Sends it over to Armitage on the left wing. She is a starter today. To Cunningham on the left elbow. Bounce it back door. Going up strong with it. Missing off the side of the rim is David on the left block. And pulled down for the Hawks by the guard, Liliana Duncan, her second rebound. Gives it to the timeline to Espinoza. Bounce it across to Hill. Returns Espinoza top of the arc. Over to the left wing to Duncan. She'll hold the ball against Mojica. Touch pass to the left elbow to Zavala. Kick it out left wing. WNBA 3 for Espinoza. Hard off the back of the rim. Not a good shot decision there. And a rebound on the right block for the Lady Eagles in transition. Brett Clay, her third. Weaving through traffic down the lane. Goes a runner shot off the side right rim. No good. Rebound in transition. Coming up with it is Espinoza. Fires it ahead to a breaking Hines. And a righty layup. Miss with a double clutch. Rebound for David on the right block for the Lady Eagles. Her third board. Outlet to the timeline to Clay. Shot from the left wing is blocked by Hill on the tray and pulled down underneath the hoop by Zavala. Sends it ahead to Hill. Double clutch left glass. Misses. Gets her own rebound and a hook shot in the paint. Is fouled from behind by Cunningham. Hobbs trying to get back on defense, and now Hill is starting to make some domination in the paint.
Yeah, 7 rebounds for her already in this game, plus a block and 4 points.
That'll be the first team foul against the Lady Eagles. First on Cunningham, and Hill goes up to the charity stripe. Trying to add on to her point totals right now with those 4 points, as you mentioned, but definitely Volcano Vista doing a better job of off-ball and rebounding on the blocks there, and also some transition points coming off the pass coming down the lane.
Yeah.
Free throw up and good for Hill. So the Hawks now are 2 for 3 from the charity stripe for 66%.
Yeah, their leading field goal percentage, though, is Liliana Duncan, but she's not at the line right now. Hill is, and she made her first, trying for her second one.
Hill came into the game shooting 62% from the charity stripe and clunks around the rim on the second one. Pulled down by Cunningham on the right block. That's her third rebound. So 5 points for Hill so far with the Hawks. Hobbs basketball. Across the timeline, Clay gives it off right wing to Mojica. 4:26 left in the half. Hobbs down by 16. Over to left wing, Zapata, who just checked in. Hill's going to take her on defense for some reason. Cross court right to Mojica. Touch pass down to the David in the right corner. Trying to post it up Cunningham on the right block. Hill barrels into her behind. And another foul against her. And she's not happy. She puts her arms in the air to the official and shows a big to the grin. I thought that she might lobby it back, but she's not going to.
Coach Lisa Villarreal also arguing.
That's just the first foul on Hill, though.
Well, Hill's trying to throw the body from behind. It's not easy to see from the sidelines, but she's definitely throwing a force, and they're in a timeout on the court.
And with 4:16 remaining in the first half, it's Volcano Vista 27, Hobbs 11. Back in 30 seconds on Eagle 100.5.
SunGuard Precision is your one-stop shop for all your window tint and accessories. When you want a job done right the first time, you trust professionals. SunGuard Precision does window tinting, personal add-ons, rhino lining, towing needs, and so much more. Give SunGuard Precision a call, 575-392-2960. Add some flair and style with LED wheel ring lights. SunGuard Precision stands by their work today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Look SunGuard Precision up on Facebook.
And 11 here in the second quarter, 4:16 remaining. Hobbs was down 19-6 in the first. They have scored 5 in this quarter and a total of 8 for Volcano Vista. The inbound for the Lady Eagles, back deep to the top of the arc to Clay. Over to right wing, Mojica got double team, returns to Clay. She'll swing it to the left. No touch pass to Cunningham at the free throw line. Fell to the floor, got sandwiched between 2 defenders, and that was Espinoza getting a piece over there. We'll have to see who the foul's on. There's Zavala there, too.
Yeah, I think Zavala got her.
Actually, Espinoza.
Oh, yep. Espinoza. All right.
That's her first, second team foul. Not a shooting situation yet, so it'll be Hobbs basketball on the right baseline. Still down by 16. Mojica looking for somebody to get into. To Cunningham, middle of the paint. Goes up a soft shot at the front of the rim between 3 defenders. Rebound in the paint there by Hines, her 5th board.
Hobbs is getting no second chances, no second looks at the basket.
Outlet to Duncan at the timeline. Stop and go. She takes on Clay to the right wing. having some trouble. Nobody getting open and slings it back up top to Hill. Hill's going to hold the ball with 3:48 left in the half. Stop and go against Cunningham. Goes to the rack right side. A shot off the glass with one hand. Shot put style with the right and puts it through. That's going to be now 7 for Hill. 29-11. Hobbs down by 18. In the front court, sliding left off the Joe Mojica to David left wing. Gets it over to Clay on the left elbow. Dribbles down the right side of the lane. Triple team against her.
Ooh,
they're going to call the charge. Looked like a bowling ball going through pins.
Well,
as they stood pretty stout there, and unfortunately out of control a little bit that time. As she tried to go to the rack was Clay. Just kind of shot it right near the right block, but ran into a couple defenders.
And that's her third personal, so she's going to have to sit for just a while.
She is. Carolina Seiss comes in.
Big loss for the Lady Eagles.
That is.
4 turnover for Hobbs in this game. Again, Clay with 3 fouls.
And I've got two turnovers for Volcano Vista. That's all, if that's right.
That's correct. Yep. Inbound to half court as Hill takes a tumble on top of Jayla David. I don't know who got hurt worse on that one. Both bodies crashed to the floor.
They're going to call it on Hill, I believe.
Yes, that's her third personal.
Yeah.
And Coach of Villarreal doesn't look too upset about that. But
just her second. But
yeah, it's not really a good situation. She's been hit a couple of times on fouls underneath the hoop. I had her down for 2 on the defensive side underneath the bucket. I'm not sure.
I've got her marked down for 2.
Here's a 3 coming for Seiss on the left wing. Ball loose, and David comes up with it on the left block. And she'll send it back out to Seiss on the left wing. Sails it back to the top of the arc to Zepeda.
Fourth board for David.
Over to Mojica, top of the circle. Gives it to David, a right elbow. Kick out right. Zepeda, WNBA 3. Off the left rim, no good. Pulled down by Hill. Her 8th rebound. Sends it up the far right sideline. Stop and go dribble. Driving through traffic is Hines. And returns to the timeline to Espinoza in the front court. Lefty dribble to the left wing. Hands the ball off right behind her. And coming up top with the dribble herself is Duncan. Back to the timeline to the big Lobo in the middle of the court. Unloads to the right wing to Hines. Hines kicks it left side to Espinoza, fakes a 3, dribbles a 15, a fadeaway from the left baseline off the mark, back of the rim. Rebound Duncan, fadeaway Jay, right side of the paint, puts it through. Duncan with 3 rebounds and a bucket now with 2 points. A 20-point lead for Volcano Vista, their biggest of the game here in the second quarter.
Volcano Vista not only out-rebounding Hobbs, but they've got more offensive rebounds as well, and Hobbs not very many second looks at the basket.
Mojica over to Seiss on the left wing, fires up a 3 and puts it right through the rack. Big bucket for the junior. That's the 3rd tray of the game for the Lady Eagles, but they still trail by 17, 31-14. 2:10 left, second quarter. Into the front court, Duncan on the right wing. Picked up by Mojica. She drives the right corner, gives it off to her teammate, Hines. Hines with a stop and go, crossover in the paint. Kickoff left wing to Espinoza. Weaves through traffic, fade away with the right hand, rolling around the rim, no good. Ball loose and pulled down by Cunningham at the top of the arc. That's Cunningham's 4th rebound. Outlet to David on the far left wing, front court. Stop and go to the free throw line. Fires up a J off balance, off the glass. I don't think she was even looking at the glass, but sails it through the hole as well.
Man, just instinct taking over. Muscle memory on that one.
Timeout call on the court. 4th point for Jayla David. A 30-second timeout. Hobbs going on a little bit of a spurt here as they trail by 15 in the second.
1:37 remaining here in this first half. It's Hobbs trailing Volcano Vista 31-16, back in 30 on Eagle 100.5.
Is your cost of rent through the roof? It might make sense to buy a home instead. If you're still renting and never thought you could afford a home, right now you may want to call your friends at Robinson & Associates. Robinson & Associates offers free consultations in English and in Spanish. Robinson & Associates want to guide you through the entire process and make it as simple as possible. Call Robinson & Associates today at 392-0266. That's 575-392-0266. Call Robinson & Associates today and let them earn your trust.
Welcome back to Lady Eagles State Basketball Tournament action from the pit on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. We're back into this one with just 1:37 left in the second quarter, and with the call, here's Ty Friend.
Well, Volcano Vista came in shooting 29% from three-point range this season, and right now have hit on 5 trays. Really difference in the ball game. Espinoza with 3 in the first quarter, a couple for Hines, 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and look at this score, a 15-point lead for Volcano Vista.
Amazing. Clay's got a 3, and Seiss has a 3.
They throw the ball way down the court. A reverse layup is missed off the back of the rim as Hill lost it off the iron, and now we got a couple bodies falling on the floor there. It's going to be Hobbs basketball. Looks like it did go out of bounds on the far right sideline. Eagle ball, but they have a big hole to dig out of, down by 15.
They do. They have 16 points on the board, and 12 points of those are from three-pointers.
Armitage over to Armitage over to Seiss on the left wing, goes back door to Cunningham with the lefty layup going on top of Hill that time. Hill kind of withdrew away from that because she knew she would get her third foul. Cunningham with 3 points. 31-18. Volcano Vista in the front court. 1:10 left in the half. Crossover move over to the right corner to Hines. Slides over to the right side and gives it back to Hill in the right corner. Fadeaway 3 off the side of the right rim. Pulled down the Lady Eagles. Armitage in traffic. She's coming across the timeline of the transition after her first rebound.
Oh.
Another backdoor pass. No looker to Cunningham. Another lefty layup. She's back-to-back. Has 5 points. Hobbs on a run. Down by 11. 31-20. 50 seconds left in the second.
On a nice pass from Armitage with an assist on that.
Espinoza tries to drive to the near sideline, and Armitage bodies her up, and a nice sportsmanship back there helped her off the floor after she knocked her down.
Yeah, Cepeda back in as well in the lineup. Armitage along with Kendall. And Manice ready to check in for Armitage right now.
Second personal on Armitage, third team foul against the Lady Eagles. 31-20 as Volcano Vista leads over the number 1 seed with 46 seconds left in the half. Long pass down on the inbound, back door, double hand clutch for Duncan, putting it down for her 4th point, all coming in the second quarter. 33-20. Hobbs down by 13 in the front court. Zapata give it over to left wing to Seiss, fakes it 3, bounce pass to Cunningham, left elbow, kick it out to the right wing to Munoz. Back to Cunningham on the right elbow, over to right corner. Here's Mojica sliding up the sideline. Returns to Munoz at the top of the arc, over to left side, getting the pass Zapata, cross court right. To Mojica, down to Cunningham, right baseline, and she's on fire. 18-footer fadeaway with a nice follow-through. Cunningham has made 3 baskets here in the second and has 7 points.
Yeah, with 4 boards to go along with it.
33-22. Hawks in the front court, 6 seconds. Espinoza, double clutch 3 on the right wing. Might have got it blocked. It goes low underneath the backboard that time, but that was a major force. She had plenty of time to work with it. They're going to get the ball back. Wait a second, there's a contest here by the officials. One of them said Hobbs ball, the other said Volcano Vista. Now they're bringing the Hawks back. Hobbs fans are not liking the call. I don't know if they saw the block over there, but it's going to be a Volcano Vista basketball.
Just 2.6 seconds left on the clock before half. 33-22. Hobbs has narrowed it down to just an 11-point lead by Volcano Vista here right before the half. Some good momentum to take in, even though they're going to be behind.
Up by as many as 20. Inbound to Hill, though. She goes up double clutch off the left glass. No good. A tip at the buzzer from the right block. Fadeaway by Zabala. It's off the mark as well. But the Hobbs Eagles have whittled a 20-point lead down to 11. So good comeback there late in the second. But a lot more is going to have to be done. Coach Carper going to take care of business in that locker room.
It's halftime here at the pit in Albuquerque. Volcano Vista 33, Hobbs 22. Back in 3 minutes for your halftime report on Eagle 100.5.
As Lee County's largest independent insurance agency, Lavelle Insurance works with a large number of insurance companies. They'll do your comparison shopping for you, guaranteeing you the very best price on the very best coverage for life, health, auto, retirement planning, commercial or personal insurance. Lavelle Insurance offers innovative solutions to protect your assets, goals, and future plans.
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
We know that you want to make the most out of your time. At Lee County State Bank, we believe banking should be quick and easy. That's why we're proud to provide video banking to our customers. Save time and a trip to the bank and meet with a video banker instead. Getting started is easy. Download the LCSB Connect app, create a profile, bank from anywhere. Not a customer yet? No problem. You can use a video banking app to open an account too. Download the app today and start banking from anywhere.
Visit onlinelcsb.com. Lee County State Bank, member FDIC.
First American Bank believes success comes from building personal, long-lasting relationships that are built on mutual trust. We take a consultative-driven approach to get to know you and your business. We offer a wide array of banking and digital solutions, plus more than a century of local experience. So, with First American Bank as your trusted partner, when you succeed, we do too. Find out how we can get it done for you. First American Bank, local first since 1903. Member FDIC.
Divine Energy Services in the Permian Basin. Divine is more than just an amazing partner in the oil field. They are committed to the youth in the Permian Basin as well. From academics to athletics, you can be assured that Divine is supporting it. Remember Divine Energy for all of your oil field needs. Divine Energy Services, supporting the Permian Basin and the Hobbs Eagles since 2006.
Forest Tire is celebrating 80 years in business. There's always another task to tackle, but making your to-do list disappear generates a ton of wear and tear on your tires. Do more for more miles with the Michelin Defender LTX MS tire. Whether it's hauling your boat up to the lake or driving through the job site, Michelin designed a tire that's tough enough for anything. Stop in today for the Michelin Defender LTX MS tire and get back to task mastering. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360.
Welcome back to Lady Eagles State Basketball Tournament action from the pit on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle. Ty Friend has the call. We're at halftime, and the Lady Eagles are trailing, Ty.
Yeah, I think a key stat in this game, we'll get TJ on those here in just a minute, but I think the rebounding is the issue right now. 23-15, Volcano Vista leads by 8. Hills beginning a lot of mileage inside the paint, the real estate taking care of business. 8 rebounds at this point, well above everybody else. In fact, the closest girl for Hobbs, Cunningham and David, both with 4, so she's doubling up both of them in terms of head-to-head. The other issue is three-point shots. 5 trays converted so far in this first half, and a lot of those coming from Espinoza. We didn't learn our lesson. She had 3 of those in the first quarter, and all of her points coming in the first quarter. So that left side of the three-point arc is where she was nailing them. A couple for Hines as well. Got to stop that, and got to stop the a lot of rebounding action for Hill. A couple of putbacks a few times, and those are the 2 areas I think has really been the difference in this game. Hobbs, of course, losing 1 player in terms of the roster today, but just like we saw last year, though, some other people have to step up, and they're trying to do it. But right now, I don't see. We saw Cunningham coming on big in that second quarter. That was one big bright spot with those 3 buckets she had. Yeah, she had three twos in a row there, and she's got 7 points and 4 rebounds in the game for sure. But we'll let TJ run down all the point totals, rebounding, as definitely rebounding a big issue for the Lady Eagles here.
Well, you're absolutely right. Let's start with the Volcano Vista Lady Hawks. Mila Espinosa leads the way. She's got 11 points, 7 for TT Hill, 6 points. Jalissa Hines, 5 points. Adriana Zavala, and 4 points for Liliana Duncan. As mentioned, Hill, their leading rebounder with 8. They did have 23 rebounds as a team in that first half. They go 2 of 4 from the charity stripe. They had 3 turnovers in that first half, and that was it. Now shooting, they go 13 of 32 for the field for just under 41%, but 5 of 11 from beyond the arc, so 45% from three-point range. Turning the attention to the Hobbs Lady Eagles, leading scorer right now is Kendall Cunningham. She's got 7 points on the board, 6 points for Nikaya Mojica, 4 points Jayla David, 3 points Carolina Size, and a bucket for Brett Clay. Hobbs goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line in the first half. They turned the ball over 4 times in that first half. You know, you mentioned rebounding. Cunningham and David each with 4 rebounds, but only 8 rebounds as a team for Hobbs in that first half. They go 50-50 from the free throw line. Only 1 trip to the stripe. That was Cunningham. She went 1 for 2. They shoot 35%, 9 of 26 in the first half from the field, and just 3 of 10 from beyond the arc. So right now, Volcano Vista is pretty much out Hobbsing Hobbs in the first half is what it looks like from where I'm sitting.
Yeah, they've just made quicker transitions. They've turned over the ball fewer times. They're making points off of the turnovers that Hobbs is making. They're out rebounding them, and they're keeping Hobbs from getting second and third looks at the basket. They are just really denying Hobbs anything, and if Hobbs' first shot doesn't go in, you're done for, and then you're down at the other end of the court just hoping they don't make their shot and trying to guard sometimes 2 players at once in the paint paint like Kendall Cunningham was doing.
And if you go back to the game at Tasker where the Hobbs beat them by 28 in the tournament championship, Hobbs All-Day tournament, Hobbs out-rebounded them 37-30.
Wow.
And steals, Hobbs had 24 compared to 11 for Volcano Vista. Problem I'm seeing in the first half so far is we're not covering our bases here. We got people open on the half-court line. We're trying to trap in the backcourt. We got a player just kind of drifting the safety valve for their full-court pressure break system here wide open, and then that gets the offense set up with backdoor cuts, which is a problem at this point. We're not taking advantage of that. Not a lot of turnovers. And we saw against La Cueva on Tuesday, when we start converging on top of the perimeter and not letting all this yo-yo passing stuff going on, what we're seeing for right now Volcano Vista, that's when we started to see the turnovers. We had people going against those guards quickly, not waiting for them to move it around the perimeter and let that one girl from the outside, Espinoza, nail those trays.
Hobbs really feeds off their defense. Their defense becomes their offense, and we're not seeing a really aggressive defense from Hobbs right now. You know how many steals we have in the first half? One steal, and that's pretty amazing because Hobbs is known for forcing turnovers, taking the ball, stealing it, and making points off of that. And yeah, I think Volcano Vista is just kind of out-Hobbsing Hobbs right now, as TJ said.
I noticed too on the offense, the 2-3 zone we're seeing on Volcano Vista, we're seeing defenders kind of packing in the paint, especially Hill. That's why she's picking up a lot of defensive rebounds.
Right.
But the problem is it's kind of putting a body on Cunningham, although she came back on that second quarter with some buckets. But David, everything that's going up is being contested. Hill's throwing her body around from behind. Some other girls are crashing. A lot of rebounding coming on the offensive side too for a Jalissa Hines. She's got 5 boards, and she's kind of a thin player, not a real bulky like Hill is, but she's kind of slicing in there to get these putbacks and getting the ball back and setting it back up on the offense. Yeah. So using the one body part, the butt, is going to help the Hobbs Eagles get back in the second half.
Yeah, let's hope that they're going to make some adjustments in that half, realize some of the things that they can come out, do a little better, and turn things around. They need to. They're trailed by 11, and now that's a vast improvement. They were down by, 20 at one point.
Yes.
And so they have started cutting into that, and that momentum should helpfully carry them, into this half, even though they're coming out still 11 down. They know that they came back from 20 down, and they cut into that, and there's still, half a game to play here. They're capable.
What kind of style of halftime speech do you think Coach Carpenter's using right now with everything taken in the mix? We got a player out this game. You're down big points you're not used to this season. What kind of style of speech do you think he had up there?
I think he's just going to tell him if you want this badly enough, you're going to have to make the adjustments and go after this and be more aggressive than you are right now. You're going to have to fight for it a little bit harder if you really want to get back into this game and get the lead. I think it's a combination of stick and carrot for that.
Should mention too, these two teams have had 10 common opponents this season. Hobbs has averaged 61.6 points against those teams. The Volcano Vista squad has only averaged 54, so Hobbs doing better offensively against all those 10 opponents this season. Hobbs only giving up 45 points to those 10 opponents. Volcano Vista giving up 46. But I guess I'm going to wad up this stat sheet because we're worried about this game right now.
Yeah, this game right now. And these two teams come in so close on paper, almost the same season record, for these two. But, again, it comes down to who's got the upper hand on the game of the day. And right now, the pendulum is swinging in favor of Volcano Vista. But Hobbs is, they can swing that pendulum back. They're not accustomed to playing from behind, though, and that's the problem. Not this far behind. They're usually the team that the other team is trying to catch up to.
And just a reminder, these two teams are 2-2 against each other in the last 4 state championships. So Hobbs has that on the back of their mind. They want to get there again for the 7th time in a row. Hopefully we'll see that happen in the second half.
Definitely.
As we continue here from the pit in Albuquerque, we'll take a 2-minute timeout, come back and continue with halftime. It's Volcano Vista 33, Hobbs 22. Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball continues in a moment on KEJL, Humble City Hobbs, K263 AZ Hobbs.
When you want the job done right, trust the professionals at DNC Electric for all your electrician's needs. DNC Electric does oil well installations, battery installations, power lines, automation electric motor repairs, transformer repair, and so much more. When you want a reliable, dependable electrician for all your commercial and industrial services, call DNC Electric 492-0044, 575-492-0044. DNC Electric, 1444 West Broadway.
Rent-A-Center is a proud supporter of the Hobbs Eagles in both athletics and academics. Being an Eagle fan for many years, the team at Rent-A-Center knows what it takes: hard work and dedication. For all of your furniture needs, visit your friends over at Rent-A-Center. They offer free delivery and no credit checks. Se hablan español. Let Rent-A-Center improve your home with a couple of pieces of furniture. And Rent-A-Center of Hobbs, 2404 North Grimes in the Albertsons Plaza, is locally owned and operated. Rent-A-Center supports the Hobbs Eagles and says, go fight, win.
RMS Foods Incorporated of Hobbs supports local athletics. Wishing the Hobbs Eagles the best of luck. That hard work and dedication is definitely paid off. It's time to shine, Eagles. RMS Foods, providing high-quality products for the food industry. RMS Foods Incorporated, Hobbs, New Mexico, proud to be a part of Lee County. Go Eagles! Your friends at RMS Foods are behind you all the way.
Everyday specials are going on this week at Thriftway and La Tienda in Hobbs.
Family Pack sirloin cut pork chops, $1.17 a pound. Family Pack arm roast, $3.77 a pound. Family Pack split fryer breast, 97 cents a pound. Large Hass avocados, 97 cents each. Food Club gallon milk, $2.97. Large fancy lemons, 3 for $1. Red ripe tomatoes, $1.47 a pound.
For all your grocery specials, come to La Tienda, 400 East Marlin, and Thriftway in the Broadmoor Shopping Center.
12-2 run at the end of the second quarter. And that was a big, good comeback for the Hobbs Lady Eagles to get back in this one somewhat, get it down from the 20 down to the 11. But I hope that momentum continues into this third quarter.
Yeah, they definitely need to take that and use that as some encouragement when they come back in. We might mention the wrestling match that we're talking about. It's because of a cheer competition that's going on. It's the halftime hoorah that Hobbs and Lovington cheer teams are up here competing in, and so they're using the halftime of the games here at the pit to do that competition. I guess they're being judged and scored during that, and then they roll up the mats and let everybody out. And now they've rolled up the mats, and there's neither of the teams are out here ready to warm back up. Usually the teams are ready, chomping at the bit to get back on the floor for that second half.
Speaking of the earlier game today, the 5A semifinal matchup, number 3 Farmington at number 2 Sandia. Of course, Sandia from Albuquerque. No upset there. Number 2 wins that one, 61-58. Very close ball game in that contest. You got to remember, too, the Hobbs Lady Eagles have beat one of those teams, lost to the other one. Farmington picked them off. Hobbs beat Sandia. So, again, they want to get to the championship against Sandia, but they still got to have to deal with that.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they think that Sandia in their sights might be, a better chance at that state championship trophy than against Farmington, since they did defeat Sandia and pretty easily. 78-63 was the final score, and they beat them up here in the Albuquerque Metro tournament. But as you said, they have to worry about the next half of this game right here, because they're 11 points down going into the third quarter. They got some work to do, some ground to make up, and then they can think about what the next step is. But they've got to worry about that final score on the board in this one.
I'm really happy that Hobbs has decided to play in the APS Metro tournament, both boys and girls. Gives you a chance to see the Albuquerque teams. I mean, the Hobbs Holiday Tournament has some great teams from Albuquerque as well. Sure. So lots of experience. You can kind of decide who you're going to match up with and how to do it.
Yeah, and that's great, because they don't always get a chance to play against the northern teams until they get up here in the state tournament. At least that's how it's been in the past. So between the Holiday Tournament, the Metro Tournament, they do get a chance to match up and clash and really get a taste for what might be ahead of them in the state tournament.
Hobbs Lady Eagles are the last Lee County team left here at the state tournament. Of course, earlier today, you guys broadcast the Tatum game, a double overtime loss, just a 2-point loss. Exciting contest to the wire in that one, and unfortunate for the Tatum Lady Coyotes, go home after the semifinals. But another game from the south, one of the southern teams, Artesia, lost big to number 2 St. Pius. Of course, that from the 4A, 61-41. So the Orange squad, unfortunately, still not in the state tournament as well.
Yeah, so Hobbs really is the last team from southeast New Mexico to be up here, fighting for a state title. And, good job. Yeah, the Tatum girls really got upset. They came into that number 2 in the state, and they just got outplayed, but they gave it a great fight. 42-40 final score in that double overtime. It was exciting, came down to the wire, and now we've got an exciting one here. I just wish it were that close right now, Ty.
Well, TJ, we're getting ready to go to our last break before the second half starts.
Well, we are, and we've got to remind you, keep New Mexico roads safe. Don't be distracted with phone calls, texting, talking to your passengers, or even daydreaming. Many car crashes occur when the driver is doing something other than driving. Drive safe, New Mexico, from NMDOT. Along with the NMAA, the New Mexico Broadcasters Association, providing our phone and data service here at the pit on the campus of UNM in Albuquerque. As the buzzer sounds, second half of action, it is time as the Lady Eagles looking to come from behind against the Volcano Vista Lady Hawks.
I hope they stayed fired up during halftime, because I hate that they got on that roll, on that run, and we talked about that, right at the end of that and the beginning of the halftime show about the fact that they were on that roll and needed to carry that momentum in. I hate the fact that they had to stop for halftime and now come back out after the break.
Hopefully Hobbs gives them more chance for free throws, too. Just 1 of 2 in the first half, so 1 point on the scoreboard because of the freebies. Start the third quarter. It's Volcano Vista basketball, leading 33-22. Into the top of the arc with a dribble. Bounce pass off to the right wing to Duncan. Duncan slides left, gets a screen up top, backs away from it. Zavala tried to help her out there, didn't take the screen. Gives it over to the three-point shooter Espinoza on the left side, who had 3 trades in the first quarter. Comes to the top of the arc against David now. To the right, the handoff. Back and forth, dribbling for Ortiz to the left wing to Duncan. Down low to Hill on the left block. Backs into Cunningham and throws up a shot off balance and puts it off the left glass. Counted for Hill. She's got 9 points and 8 rebounds, working on a double-double. 35-22. Hobbs down by 13 in the front court. Armitage right wing. Same side. To Mojica, back to Armitage, to Mojica again. She's going to put up an NBA 3 this time off the second three-point stripe and throws it through the hole. Big shot there for Mojica. Her third tray of the game and the fourth for the Lady Eagles.
35-25. Hobbs down only by 10.
Hill quickly with a shot from the left elbow off the dribble at the free throw line and getting a rebound as Mojica was tied up quickly. So it looked like simultaneous hold on the basketball there, the arrow for the Lady Eagles.
Yeah, she had to hang on tight and fight for that. Now she gets to inbound it beneath the basket, beneath, of course.
Quick substitution for Hobbs. Carolina Sice checking in for David. Looks like she might have wrenched her leg a little bit there and comes limping off the sidelines. And will be Hobbs basketball. Still a 2-3 zone for the Hawks. Into the front court. Top of the circle is Mojica. Over to Armitage on the right wing. Mojica comes and gets it right side. Back to Mojica, or Armitage in the corner. To Cunningham on the right elbow, pivots and gives it back to Armitage, wide open in the right corner. Her 3 shot at the back of the rim. Hill waiting for it in the left block for her 9th rebound. Again, getting real close to the double-double. Unloads the ball on the near sideline to Duncan to dribble across behind her back against Armitage. Top of the circle. Hobbs down by 10. Unloads to Hill near the timeline. She's just going to take her time to run some offense. Picked up by Sice. Big size difference there, about 4 or 5 inches. Yeah. Over to Espinoza on the right wing. Bounce pass right corner to Duncan. Posting up Hill on the right block. Fadeaway jumper from the right baseline. No good off the rim. Tipped up on the top of the rim by Duncan. Isn't able to drop it. Chased down for the Lady Eagles in the left corner for Clay. That's her 4th board. Up ahead to Armitage, but overthrows it to the right corner of the front court. Well over her head towards the Taskovich band behind the basket. For Lady Eagle, 5th turnover of the ball game.
You talked about the mismatch there. The only Hobbs Lady Eagle who matches up at all with Hill is Cunningham. In terms of height and size and presence.
Still a 1-inch differential there with Hill. Yeah. Hobbs does have a bigger player, but doesn't play coming off the most of the game. Has got Katie Godwin at 6 foot, so she's about the same as Hill. High inbound to Hill in the backcourt at the free throw line. Left elbow. She'll pivot. Wants a guard to come help her, and helping her out there is Duncan on the near right sideline and bring it across the timeline against Clay. Gets a screen, right wing by Zavala, doesn't use it. Top of the circle. Gives it off to Espinoza on the left wing and backs it out to the time stripe. Guarded by Sice. Screen left side by Zavala. She'll dribble up top, kick it over to the right wing to Duncan. Posting up Hill on the right block with a double team against her. Cunningham and Mojica doesn't use it. Spins right. Tries to pivot, throws it back down the lane. A fade shot for Duncan off the back of the iron, no good. And there comes a rebound, and getting stripped, looked like fouled hard was Clay for her 5th board. Lost the ball, but it looked like she had people hanging on her on both arms that time.
Yeah, it looked like Zavala had one side of her, and we'll see who they called it on.
Actually, they say a travel on Hill.
Wow, okay.
Hill got it momentarily near the timeline out of her hands after she lost the ball, and they say she shuffled her feet. That will be the Hawks' 4th turnover. Pass down the lane, the left block. Clay's going to fade away in the paint. Rejected by Hill off a triple team. Rebound for the Lady Eagles by Mojica. That's her first. Sends it to Clay on the left wing. Dribbles through 2 defenders. Tries it through a back door. Armitage comes down with the left block. Back to Clay on the left wing. Fires a 3. Got tipped in the air off the hands of Duncan. Pulled down underneath by Hill. as Hills picked up her 10th rebound. Double digits for her. 10-point lead to pass to the other end. A shot from the left elbow, no good for Duncan. Air ball. Rebound underneath, pulled down by Zavala, her 5th. Kick out left corner. Fade away 3 for Duncan off the side of the rim, no good. Seitz gets a rebound and tries to dribble top of the circle. Gets bited into in the backcourt. As the Lady Eagles will get it back after the foul, they'll charge that one to Espinoza, her 2nd.
And it is 35-25 still, a 10-point lead by Volcano Vista over Hobbs. 4:47 left to play in the third.
Slowing it down now, coming across the timeline. Coach Carpenter having some words for Mojica. 2-3 zone against her. Espinoza trying to knock that out of her hands. Gives it off to Cunningham, left elbow. Kick it to the left side to Seitz. Cross court right to Armitage. She'll back it out as Hill gets steps out with her on defense, as well as Ortiz. Back to Armitage as she passed it down low from Clay. Back to Armitage right wing. Cross court left to Seitz for a tray. Off the side of the iron, no good. Tipped up in the air. Cunningham on the free throw line with the rebound, her 5th. Back to Seitz, top of the arc, to Cunningham, right elbow, fakes a shot. No look pass to Clay, right corner, 3 on the way, and good! Right through the threads. Big time shot for Miss Clay as she nails it through there. That's only her 5th point of the game, but a big, important tray, the 5th for the Lady Eagles from way outside. 35-28, a 7-point lead for Volcano Vista. They post up Hill on the right block. Kick out right wing to Duncan. Her 3 in and out, no good. Gets her own rebound, top of the circle, her 5th. Over to right wing to Ortiz, spin move. And they're going to call a push-off foul against her. Actually, no, her teammate helped out to try to screen. That's going to go against Zavala. 2nd team foul, 1st on Zavala. And Hobbs going to go to the bench and bring in Zepeda for Seitz. Hobbs down to a 7-point deficit now. We're starting to see that momentum shifting their way, Don. Yeah, nice moves in transition on defense there from Clay in the melee there to really keep her head above it. 35-28, 3:40 left, third quarter. Hobbs basketball. Mojica on the left wing. Cross court right to Armitage. Returns up top to Mojica. Over to Clay on the left elbow off the pivot. Has the 2 defenders on her. Kick out left wing to Zepeda. Zepeda backs out against the zone and finds Mojica top of the circle. Returns it back to Zepeda left wing. Fakes the pass to Clay in the corner. Gives it back up top to Mojica. Zone is still moving around for Volcano Vista to Cunningham in the free throw line. Triple team. Out to Mojica left wing. Her 3 off the front of the iron. Tipped around, pulled down by little Zepeda on that left baseline to keep it alive. Up top to Mojica. Weaves through traffic down the lane to Cunningham in the right corner. Pivot. Kick back to Zepeda on the right wing. Cross court left to Clay. Clay's looking to see if there's any openings down the lane. There isn't. Returns back deep to Zepeda near the timeline. One hand bounce pass to Armitage. Returns it back to the right wing. To Zepeda, cross court left to Clay now to hold the ball to get some offensive movement. Throws it right to Hill, right to the Volcano Vista Hawk. I don't know what happened there. Miscommunication for the 6th Lady Eagle turnover on forced air. Pass to the other end to Espinoza. She tries to come down the lane left side, double clutch, and Cunningham sends it to the baseline.
Yeah, nice block from Cunningham.
And a good job to keep her feet set and to keep her arms up and not draw a foul.
We talked about little Zepeda rebounding. Sometimes it's not your size. It's where you are, being in the right place at the right time. She has a tendency to really watch the ball and be where she needs to be.
Bad inbound to half court. Zepeda almost gets it. Taken by Armitage. She gets hit hard. A football block with 2 arms in the face by the defender Espinoza after the steal. And Armitage is coming to the sideline. She got hit right into the scores table in front of us here, Don.
And Coach Carpenter has her looking at her saying, hey, are you sure you're sure? She's a little shaken up, limping a little bit. She says she wants to go back out on the court.
That's Espinoza's 3rd personal, 5th turnover by Volcano Vista. That's their 3rd team foul here in the 3rd quarter. Hobbs down by 7, but the momentum in their favor. Coach Villarreal wants a timeout to talk to the Hawks. The battle the Birds will continue.
2:39 remaining in the 3rd. Volcano Vista 35, Hobbs 28, back at the state tournament in 30 seconds on Eagle 100.5.
Hobbs Rental wants to wish Lee County student-athletes the best of luck as they take on challenges and experience success. The team of Hobbs Rental wants you to know that teamwork is everything. Hobbs Rental provides complete valve service, relief valve, vent valve, and thief hatch maintenance. VR certified and ISN approved. When you need the job done right the first time, call Hobbs Rental at 393-3085. Go Eagles!
Welcome back to Lady Eagles State Basketball Tournament action from the pit on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. We are coming out of a timeout, and with the call, Ty Friend.
Yeah, Don Hobbs with a 6-2 run. Not a big differential there, but do get it down to a single-digit deficit, 35-28. And I think the defense is going to really determine if this game is going to move forward for the Lady Eagles at this point. Volcano Vista having to burn a timeout there. Coach Villarreal does not want to see any more bleeding at this point.
Right. She just called a timeout to cool things off a little bit, I think. Let's hope it didn't cool the Hobbs girls on, because they are on a roll. They're starting to catch fire here and really close the gap, only trailing by 7 now.
Coach Villarreal has got a question for the scorekeeper here. They're having a big discussion with one of the officials, maybe the timeout numbers it looks like they're discussing.
35-28 is the score. 2:39 left to play in this third quarter. I don't know where this game has gone. It feels like it has just flown.
Yeah, two bird teams, they fly, don't they?
That's right.
Armitage is back on the court. Boy, that girl hits the hard one more than anybody else and gets back up like an Energizer rabbit. Hobbs basketball, the pass over to the left wing to Zepeda. Down to Cunningham in the left corner to move the zone. Back to Zepeda left side. She'll take the dribble up top to move that defense. Finds Armitage right wing. Touch pass back to Mojica right side. Cross court left to Zepeda. Fakes the three. Bounces it up top to Clay. Back to Zepeda left side. Posting up Cunningham at the left corner. Back to Zepeda. Open for a tray. Ball's good. Count it. Big shot for Zepeda, the sophomore. That's the 6th tray of the game. First points for Zepeda. Critical. 35-31. We got a ball game. Down by 4.
They were really patient, waiting, passing back and forth to get her open.
Hines gets it to Espinoza at the timeline, throws it back door, and a scoop shot on the way on the transition for Duncan. She's got 6, 37-31. 1:48 remaining. You can't believe Hobbs down by 20 in the first half. Into the front court. Bounce pass one-handed to Zepeda in the right corner. Returns it same side to Mojica. Slides up top of the arc. Dumps it back door to Cunningham with the lefty layup. She got behind Duncan and made her pay for it.
Yeah, beautiful assist on that, too. That's what you want to see. Hobbs needs to do more of that.
Cunningham with 9. Hobbs down by 4. Hill's going to go the distance. Reverse layup right. Ball bouncing around the rim. A sloppy shot, but gets it to drop. She's got 11. 39-33. Hobbs down by 6. Into the front court comes Zepeda. Over to Armitage on the right wing. Keeps it to Zepeda on the right side. Again to Armitage. Yo-yo passing game. Back and forth. Back deep again to Zepeda. Over to the left side to Mojica on the perimeter. To Cunningham in the left corner to draw 2 defenders. Throws it back to Mojica. And getting in the passing lane is that Espinoza girl that just knocked Armitage into the scores table just seconds ago.
Yeah, she's physical. Very physical.
Inbound up top for the Lady Eagles. Down by 6. Over to the right side to Zepeda. Up top to Clay with the pivot. Over to the left wing to Mojica. Fakes a 3. Drives baseline. The runner shot off the side of the rim. Tipped around. Battle for the boards. And looks like everybody getting a piece. Hill throwing elbows all over the place. Doesn't get a call there. But they're going to call the Lady Eagles for hanging on her. She could have been called for the violation. If you don't make contact with the elbows, they could call a violation on you. But they're going to call the foul on the Eagles instead.
I think twice they could have called a jump ball because there were 2 Lady Eagles who got hands and holding on to it for long enough, I think.
Cunningham's second personal. That is the first team foul against Hobbs here in the third quarter. Inbound to Hill. The post player is going to play the guard now. Hobbs going to go back to half court, and Cunningham trying to catch her breath. She was battling for that rebound.
Hobbs trailing only by 6 now, 39-33 with 30 seconds left to play.
One-on-one as Hill goes against Cunningham. Dish it down to the right corner. Uses up the dribble, does Hines. Gives it hands off back to Hill in that right corner. T.T. Hill dribbles up the sideline towards half court in front of Coach Villarreal. 39-33 with 19 seconds left in the third. 5A semifinals at the pit. Backing it out is Hill at the timeline. Crossover move against Cunningham. Down to the left corner. Connects to Duncan. Duncan against Armitage. Falls to the floor. Ball knocked out. Espinoza drives baseline. Lost the ball in the paint. Picked up by Zavala. Kick out left wing. 3 on the way for Duncan. Off the side of the rim with 1 second off the backboard. Rebound for the Lady Eagles, and pulling it down, luckily, was Mojica to finish up the third quarter.
We head to the fourth. Hobbs with some work to do. Volcano Vista 39, Hobbs 33. Lady Eagle playoff basketball continues in a moment on Eagle 100.5.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Did you know Hydrotech Services was the first hydro excavation company in New Mexico and West Texas and has been in business for over 20 plus years? Hydrotech Services employs residents from Hobbs and supports the youth of the community. Hydrotech is now hiring CDL drivers and swampers. Starting pay for CDL drivers $26 per hour, plus insurance benefits and a sign-on bonus. For more information, call 393-4653. Hydrotech Services, another proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
Back to Lady Eagles State Basketball Tournament action from the pit on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle with the call. And out of the timeout, out of the third quarter break into the fourth. Ty Friend, thank you.
Volcano Vista 39, your Hobbs Lady Eagles 33. Hobbs outscoring the Hawks 11-6 in that third quarter. Hobbs has a bunch of players getting those trays. In fact, 4 have scored in those. 9 points for Mojica, 9 for Cunningham to lead the squad. And for the Hawks, a leader 11 for TT Hill. Only had 1 bucket in that third quarter. She dribbles down the lane, kick it out to the left wing to Espinoza. Hand off behind on that left side to Duncan. Bounce pass up top to Hines. She'll back it out. Mojica comes over, almost intercepted as Espinoza catches the ball in the left wing. Air ball on the 3-shot, but put back up and in on a scoop by Duncan. She's got 8 points and 6 rebounds. Hobbs Lady Eagles trailing by 8 with 7:30 remaining in the fourth here in the semis. Pass to Armitage down the right baseline, dribbles underneath the hoop, over to left corner. A 3 on the way for Zepeda. She's nailed another one. She had one in the third and another one here. 2 trays for Zepeda now with 6 points. The 7th tray for the Lady Eagles.
And 4th in the second half.
41-36, a 5-point Hawks lead. The battle of the birds continues at the pit. Espinoza going to post up Hill on the right elbow. Jab step. She wants an 18-footer off the back of the rim. Ball loose on the baseline. It looks like Armitage got a piece of it. Knocked it out of the hands of Hines. But I think they're going to say Armitage touched it last.
Yeah, it'll be Volcano Vista ball.
On the baseline left is Duncan underneath their hoop. 36-41. Hobbs down by 5. They got to check it back deep to Espinoza. Almost taken up out of the air by Zepeda, who went high in the sky for it. Espinoza gets the screen left, comes down the left baseline, double clutch. Ooh. They're going to say there's a foul from behind. Is trying to block her from behind.
I think
was Mojica. That'll be only her first foul here in the fourth quarter. And we haven't had a lot of free throws in this ball game.
Very few.
Espinoza has yet to shoot one. All of her points were back in the first quarter. She had 3 trays. And now her first chance in the line. They were 2 for 4 at the half. This is the first free throw of the second half for either team.
There was only 1 trip to the line in the first half for Volcano Vista, and it was Zavala. She went 1 for 2.
First free throw's up and good for Espinoza. Now with 12 points. She's the leader now, getting past her teammate TT Hill with 11. One more shot for Espinoza. Takes her time, the shot up and rolls off the back of the rim, no good. Cunningham rips the rebound down, her 6th of the ball game. Outlet to half court to Armitage, down by 6. She'll slow it up against the 2-3 zone, the defense we've seen all game for the Hawks. Slides left, gives it to Clay at the left elbow. Kick it back up top to Armitage. One hands over to the right wing to Zepeda, who's hit 2 trays here in the second half. Up top to Armitage. Over to left corner. 3 on the way for Mojica off the back of the rim. Hill on the right baseline to rebound. That is her 11th board. She's a double-double. Outlet to half court to Espinoza, middle of the Lobo. Over to left wing. Shot on the way, 3 for Hines in the corner, off the back of the iron, no good. We got a battle going on underneath, and we got a bunch of hands for both teams on the basketball as Clay comes down on top with, looks like Duncan, and the arrow for the jump ball for the Lady Eagles.
And I think that 3 didn't fall because of the defensive pressure by Cunningham over there in the corner. Good job.
We got a timeout on the courts.
And we'll take it with them. 9:66-19 remaining in the ball game. Volcano Vista 42, Hobbs 36. We're back in 30 on Eagle 100.5.
The Coffee House offers a complete menu of coffee, teas, frappes, smoothies, specialty drinks, and so much more. Look them up on Instagram under the Coffee House to see all the great specials and a complete menu. And remember, you can skip the line by ordering online. It's fast and easy. Open Monday through Saturday. The Coffee House, 1103 North Grimes, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics.
Welcome back to Lady Eagles State Basketball Tournament action from the pit on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle. With the call out of the timeout is Ty Friend.
Last time these two teams played back in December, the Hobbs Holiday Tournament Championship, Hobbs winning 78-50, 128 points on the scoreboard in that one. Right now it's 42-36, just 78 on the scoreboard. So we're talking about, what, a 60-point differential here. Hobbs in the front court after the timeout. Zapata on the right wing, up top to Mojica, sling it left side to Armitage. Returns it back to Mojica, to Armitage left side, posting up Cunningham. Double team, she throws up a shot. Hill blocks it from underneath the hoop, and right in the hands of her teammate, Duncan. So a block shot and hands off to Espinoza in the backcourt. Coach Carpenter tells his team to get back in the half-court defense with 5:48 remaining. I would like to see some trap situation here, but he knows better than I do with all the state championships he has. 4 total, 3 with Hobbs. Into the front court, a pass to the left corner to Duncan. She's pivoting, looking for help. Bounce pass to Hill on the left elbow. Kicks it up top to Espinoza. Around the right side up the dribble, handing it off to Hines. Hines at the top of the circle, guarded by Zapata. Crossover move. Armitage gets a hand on a double team, strips it at the half court, goes to the rack to the other end with the righty layup, and lays it down for 2. Big steal for Armitage. That's her first bucket of the ball game, and the 6th Hawks turnover, 42-38. Yeah. Hobbs down by 4, Don.
Armitage with a rebound and an assist in the game, but her first 2 points.
Espinoza comes across, finds Hill on the right elbow. Keep her out of the paint as best you can. She's guarded by little Zapata. She's not giving up. Double team with Armitage. Unloads to the right wing to Espinoza. Armitage will pick her up, and Espinoza is going to take a few dribbles. Top of the circle, comes around to the left side of the lane, tries a bounce pass to Hill. Fadeaway jumper in the paint. No, it's no good off the back of the rim. Hill gets her own rebound, but everybody's going to tangle it up, and we've got a jump ball, I believe. Nobody really had possession at that point, but we had a bunch of bumper cars in the paint.
Yeah, hands up, bodies bumping each other. The ball kind of tipped around, nobody controlling it.
No call on the foul because there was no advantage for either team on that one. Just a little bit of amusement park action in there with the bumper cars getting going. And now Armitage is going to take a well-needed break, as coming in for her is Heiss. Inbound back deep to Hill, top of the circle. Cunningham doing a great job defending her. She drives the lane, double clutch. They call the jump ball. Beautiful block on the top of the basketball. Sometimes refs will bail you out on that one, but she saw Cunningham's hand right on top of the leather, called the jump, eagle ball, and a turnover for Volcano Vista. There's 7.
And Hobbs needs to make some points off of this transition. They trail by 4, 42-38, 4:36 left.
Up top of the arc, Mojica in the front court, comes off right, gives it up top to Clay. Over to left wing. This is Zapata, who's hit 2 trays. Bounce pass down to the left baseline, loose. Cunningham tips it out to Zapata. Almost a steal and a turnover for the Lady Eagles. Got to be more crisp on the passes. Up top to Mojica. 4:18 remaining. Hobbs down by 4. One hands it off to Seiss on the right wing. Back to Mojica. Down low. It's good to Clay. The double clutch gets double teamed on the right block. Goes up strong, is fouled. And she's playing inside the Oreo on that one and is going to get 2 free throws because she put her head down and got through those defenders.
And they call that on Zavala, her 3rd personal. That'll just be the first team foul on Volcano Vista, and the first time Hobbs has been to the line since the first quarter.
Yeah, finally getting some free throw action, as you said. First one is up and good for Brett Clay. Came into the game shooting 72% from the charity stripe. Every single point counts. I hate to use the cliche.
Oh, it does. It does. And she was really solid at the free throw line on Tuesday against La Cueva. Made a big difference.
6 points for Clay. The second one good as well. 7 points for Clay now. 2-point ball game. We're back in business here at the pit. In the backcourt, Duncan weaves through traffic in the front court, comes down the paint, bounce it, back door, and it's a block by Cunningham. Ripped the ball out of the hands of Duncan, mid in the air. What a beautiful job defensively, going up strong, hands coming down on top of the leather once again.
3 blocks from Cunningham just in this second half.
42-40, Volcano Vista inbound up top. Espinoza left open for a tray off the back of the rim, luckily. And the Lady Eagles get a piece of it, knocked out of the hands of Mojica. But they should say out Volcano Vista had 2 girls converging on her. They're going to give it to Volcano Vista.
They're going to say it came out of Mojica's hand and that nobody else touched it.
That would have been a critical take back for the Lady Eagles on that one. Yeah. 42-40. You cannot let Espinoza shoot those open trays, though. She almost nailed it. Into Hill at the free throw line. Backs into Cunningham. Throws up a shot at the front of the rim. No good. Cunningham, monster rebound underneath the hoop. Pulling it down for the Lady Eagles. That is her 7th. Up the court to Armitage. Swing it right side to Zapata. Getting a double team. Dribbles up near the half court. Looking for help. Bouncing off to Mojica near the Lobo. To the left wing. Keeps the dribble alive. Now uses it up. Cross court right to Zepeda. One-hand bounce pass. Right corner to Armitage. Goes baseline. She gets bodied. Big hip thrown at her by the defender in the right corner, Zavala. A foul on the Hawks.
That's 3 fouls on Zavala just in this second half. 4 in the second half.
Yeah, fourth personal. Yeah.
Second team foul against Volcano Vista. Not a shooting situation yet. Hobbs basketball on the right baseline. That's Nakia Mojica to inbound. Down by 2. The Lady Eagles have not had a lead in this ball game. Inbound to Cunningham, backdoor, gets bodied into by Hill, no call, misses off the side of the rim. Hill got the rebound, a bad pass across the half court, stolen by Clay for the 8th turnover for the Hawks. Whoa, catch your breath here at the pit. Into top of the arc to Zepeda, slings over left side to Mojica, down to Clay, double clutch on the shot, triple team, and got blocked in the air by Espinoza, who pulls the ball down as well for the Hawks. 3:08 remaining in the fourth, 42-40 Volcano Vista. The battle of the birds continues at the pit in Albuquerque. Espinoza getting some tough pressure by Armitage, who throws a hip at her, and Espinoza ends up taking a seat on the hardwood on the foul call.
And that'll be her 3rd personal. Just the first team foul, though, on Hobbs, or second team foul in this 4th quarter. And I think maybe Armitage giving a little back there that she's been getting all game.
Luckily, both teams with 2 fouls apiece, not in a shooting situation on the double bonus yet. Coach Villarreal had a word for the official, and then he points, I guess that's a timeout to be called there. And boy, this game has definitely turned around here in the second half. We thought the momentum was coming in after the end of the second quarter on that 12-2 run. And this half, Hobbs getting a little more physical, and boy, Cunningham is playing big time in the paint.
You bet, coming through with blocks, with rebounds, and even with points. So amazing. She got 9 points in the game, but her rebounds and blocks have kept Hobbs in it. Yep, we're going to take a break.
3:01 remaining in the ball game. Volcano Vista 42, Hobbs 40. We're back in 30 seconds on Eagle 100.5.
SunGuard Precision is your one-stop shop for all your window tint and accessories. When you want a job done right the first time, you trust the professionals. SunGuard Precision does window tinting, personal add-ons, rhino lining, towing needs, and so much more. Give SunGuard Precision a call, 575-392-2960. Add some flair and style with LED wheel ring lights. SunGuard Precision stands by their work today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Look SunGuard Precision up on Facebook and names and numbers.
Welcome back to Lady Eagles State Basketball Tournament action from the pit on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. It's a barn burner coming down to the wire. 3:01 left to play. Hobbs down by 2. 42-40 the score, and with a call, Ty Friends.
Of course, Lady Eagles have been in the last 6 state championships. Coach Carpenter has won 3 himself here at Hobbs, 1 in Roswell. These 2 teams have met 4 times in a row for the state championship. 2-2 records between the 2. One of these teams going to be playing Saturday against Sandia.
And Hobbs wants to be that team, but they've got a little ground to make up right here.
3:01 left in the contest. The inbound to the backcourt for Espinoza and the Hawks, guarded by Zepeda, who's been a spark plug in the 4th quarter. Espinoza on the right wing, dribbling behind her back, up top of the circle. Flicks it back to her teammate, Duncan, top of the arc, who has been very quiet in the second half. Hand off around her on the right side to Hines. Over the far side to Espinoza, dribbled right to her and handed off to her. Good tough pressure by Zepeda. She got a strip. This could be a tie ball game. Zepeda going to the rack with the layup on the right side and ties up the ball game. Coach Carpenter calls timeout. You gotta love that sophomore out of the court here in the second half.
Amazing. Just one of the smallest girls on the court, but playing so big and making a big difference right here.
And Coach Villarreal is turning the color of the Lobo at center court. She is hollering at the officials. 2:35 remaining in regulation. We are tied at 42. Back in 30 seconds. Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball continues in a moment.
Is your cost of rent through the roof? It might make sense to buy a home instead. If you're still renting and never thought you could afford a home, right now you may want to call your friends at Robinson & Associates. Robinson & Associates offers free consultations in English and in Spanish. Robinson & Associates want to guide you through the entire process and make it as simple as possible. Call Robinson & Associates today at 392-0266. That's 575-392-0266. Call Robinson & Associates today and let them earn your trust.
Welcome back to Lady Eagle State Basketball Tournament action, and is it hot from the pit on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com with a call. Ty Friends.
As soon as you said it was hot, Coach Carpenter took his glasses off and wiped both eyes. I mean, this thing is a major bout. Hobbs down by as many as 20 in this game. It's tied at 42, and we haven't even had a tie in this contest. Hobbs has been down the whole game, but coming back, reckless abandon. Great job for Madsen Zepeda with 2 trays and a layup off a Volcano Vista. Full court pressure inbound to Hill has been kind of shut down here in the fourth. At the free throw line of the backcourt. Going to go one-on-one against her defender for the Lady Eagles, Mojica. Right wing. Hands it off to Hines. Back to the timeline to hand it off to Espinoza. Oh, and boy, Zepeda bodied into her. I was just talking to you during the break. They're going to be very close. That was an easy call there, but you got to be careful about any reaching out for the arms because both teams only have a limited amount of fouls to give up before double bonus.
Yeah, 2:23 left to play in this contest. Still tied, and Zepeda with a foul, but it's on the floor, so Volcano Vista will inbound.
They throw a deep one at the paint to Hill. Double clutch is going up high with it as best she could, trying to block it. Doing a good job throughout the game to block shots. Cunningham, but gave up this one step a little bit too many and reacted a little bit late on that one. That'll put Hill on the line, who takes a walk all the way back to half court. I think Hobbs has been getting in her head a little bit here late in this ball game.
I think definitely contained her, slowed her way down, and that's helped make the difference in this second half.
That's a 14 foul, 3 against Cunningham, so 1 away from the double bonus. Or correction, 4-2 foul count right now in favor of Volcano Vista.
And Hill has made 1 free throw in the game.
1 of 2, 50%. Free throws are at a premium in this game. Not very many have been put up. That's a free throw good. 12 points for Hill. That's her first point in the fourth quarter. She's only scored 5 in the second half, and she is a double-digit scorer, double digits in fact of points and rebounds on the season. Second shot good. 13 for Hill, 44-42. Hobbs down by 2. 2:17 left. This pit is starting to get loud. Top of the arc. It's Mojica. 2-3 zone still for Volcano Vista. Over to Zepeda left wing. Back up top to Mojica. Goes right to Armitage. Gives it back to Mojica on the right side as well. Looking for somebody to get open. The lefty dribble, top of the circle. Back to Zepeda on the left wing. Trying to see some opening in the paint. Throws it up top and gets it back. Back to Clay again on the top of the arc. Trying to get it in the lane. Ball gets tipped out by Volcano Vista. Saved by Armitage on the right wing, luckily. Double team against her. She gets through with the weave. Gets knocked down from behind by Espinoza. Espinoza seems to be a magnet to knock around the Hobbs Lady Eagles and picks up another foul at the top of the arc.
I've got that for 3, right?
Yep. Her third personal, third team foul on Volcano Vista. Not a shooting foul. 1:45 to go. 2-point Volcano Vista lead.
Inbound to Zepeda near the time stripe. She's way outside by herself, the island, over to the left side of Mojica with 140. Coming over to get it for the Lady Eagles, Brett Clay, top of the circle. Far right to Armitage with 130 left. To the right corner to Zepeda, back to Armitage, right wing. Cross court left to Clay, returns to Armitage, yo-yo pass. In the paint to Mojica. Double team, fader in the lane off the back of the rim, tipped around, and Hill comes up with the 2 biceps around the basketball. That's her 13th rebound. Outlet to the timeline, up the right side to Duncan. Comes to the middle of the free throw line. Over to Espinoza, far back left wing with 1:10 remaining. Hobbs down by 2. To the time stripe to Duncan. Spin move, taking on Armitage, down the lane. Goes into Hill in the right block. Chucks it back to the timeline. Espinoza to 1 clock. 1 minute remaining. Coming up to defender is Zepeda. Dribbles the right wing. A handoff. And they call the foul from behind. Zepeda might have shoved her a little bit. And 2 of the Volcano Hawks kind of collided on the near sideline.
So they are going to call that on Zepeda. That's her second personal.
15 foul, which means Volcano is on the line for a double bonus and a 2-point lead.
Wow.
Kind of reminiscent of your game earlier with Tatum with the double overtime.
Right, and Tatum managed to tie it up twice, going to, double overtime. Just under 60 seconds, 59.2 on the clock, left to play. Hobbs down by 2. Espinoza at the line.
Big free throws coming up. She is 1 of 2 all in this fourth quarter. 12 points overall, 11 of those in the first quarter, and nails the free throw. She's got 13, the same amount as Hill. They're the 2 leaders. Lady Eagles are still looking at a double digit. They don't got it yet. Mojica and Cunningham both with 9. So another free throw attempt here for Espinoza. She is 2 for 3 here in the fourth and clinks it off the front of the rim, but Hill chases it down on the far left sideline for her 14th rebound. Throws it back to half court to Duncan. She'll back it out on the right side with 50 seconds remaining and a 3-point Hawk lead. Sliding with the dribble to the top of the arc to Hill. Almost took her head off. Returns to Espinoza at the timeline. Comes right with it. Spin move against Armitage outside the arc. Flicks it back to Duncan at the timeline. To Espinoza on the left wing to Hill at the free throw line and gets bodied up. Cunningham and Zepeda had to stop the clock and give her a little push.
So with 36.2 seconds left, you just saw Volcano Vista just kind of stall ball for a little bit, eat some clock, hang on to it, and then Lady Eagles getting to the point where they didn't have anything else they could do but go after it and either go after the ball and draw the foul since they were going to draw it anyway.
That's a third on Cunningham, and going to the line is Hill. She's made her 2 free throws here in the fourth and make it 3 now. All 3 of her points in the fourth quarter have been free throws. Overall, she is 4 for 5 from the charity stripe for 80%.
Armitage comes out. Seiss goes back in. You've got David. No, that's Clay. Clay and Cunningham in the blocks for Hobbs.
Remember, David went out a lot earlier in this game with that
never have seen her back in, right?
Hill makes another free throw. She's got 4 points on free throws here in the fourth and 15 overall. 36 seconds left here at the pit. Hobbs down by 5, 47-42. And they've got Volcano Vista going to bring one defender to the time stripe and a 1-3 zone underneath the hoop. Into the front court, Mojica. Throws it down the left corner. It's stolen away by Volcano Vista as the pickoff for Zavala. That'll be the Lady Eagles 7 turnover. Pass up to midcourt. Bodies are going to the floor. Hobbs running into her, the guard, Duncan, who got the pass, and she got knocked down pretty hard.
Yeah, Mojica also going hard to the floor.
They get the foul call against the Lady Eagles. Seiss instead, her first. Still double bonus situation, and that will send to the line Liliana Duncan, who's yet to shoot a free throw in this game, has 8 points. First shot is up and good. So the Hobbs Lady Eagles streak of 6 games in the championship still on the line to get to number 7, but they are still 6 points back at this point, pinning another free throw, which is good for Duncan, and finishing up now with 10. 22 seconds left across the timeline, 49-42. Top of the arc is Clay, gets bodied into. Not a good smart foul there by Jalissa Hines, who's going to stop the clock, and still just one away from the double bonus, unfortunately, for the Lady Eagles.
But it is a 3-possession ball game right now with the 7-point difference.
49-42, 17 seconds left.
Malika gets the inbound top of the arc, sends it over to the left wing to Munoz. Pass up top to Clay, double team against her with 10, lost the ball, falls to the floor, dives for it, came out of her hands, and Espinoza there to take it away. And we got a tie-up. Let's see, jump ball is going to be called. Doesn't go as a turnover quite there because Hobbs is able to get on top of it. But that will be an arrow, though, for Volcano Vista that does turn into a turnover.
And burned 10 seconds off the clock with that free-for-all.
Muniz had the open look. Not sure why she didn't take it.
She just barely got in the game here late in the fourth quarter off the sub. Inbound deep in the backcourt for Volcano Vista. Handoff to Hill. She throws it to the timeline, and that will end the game here in the fourth quarter. Your Hobbs Lady Eagles end up losing a close one, 49-42, trailing by as many as 20 in this contest. Tied up the ball game late in the fourth, but unfortunately, Volcano Vista gets the W.
And we will take a timeout back in 3 minutes to wrap up the 2024 basketball season. Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball continues in a moment on Eagle 100.5.
As Lee County's largest independent insurance agency, Lavelle Insurance works with a large number of insurance companies. They'll do your comparison shopping for you, guaranteeing you the very best price on the very best coverage for life, health, auto, retirement planning, commercial or personal insurance. Lavelle Insurance offers innovative solutions to protect your assets, goals, and future plans.
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
We know that you want to make the most out of your time. At Lee County State Bank, we believe banking should be quick and easy. That's why we're proud to provide video banking to our customers. Save time and a trip to the bank and meet with a video banker instead. Getting started is easy. Download the LCSB Connect app, create a profile, bank from anywhere. Not a customer yet? No problem. You can use a video banking app to open an account too. Download the app today and start banking from anywhere.
Visit onlinelcsb.com. Lee County State Bank, member FDIC.
First American Bank believes success comes from building personal, long-lasting relationships that are built on mutual trust. We take a consultative-driven approach to get to know you and your business. We offer a wide array of banking and digital solutions, plus more than a century of local experience. So, with First American Bank as your trusted partner, when you succeed, we do too. Find out how we can get it done for you. First American Bank, local first since 1903. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Lady Eagles State Basketball Tournament action from the pit on Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. The Lady Eagles falling to Volcano Vista 49-42, and Ty, Volcano Vista led at the end of every quarter in that game, and then of course got the W at the end.
Yeah, it's kind of where it's a reversal. The Hobbs Holiday Tournament Championship, where Hobbs was outscoring them in every quarter and won by the 28. Not anywhere close to that margin in this game, but so close in this contest. Big comeback for the Lady Eagles. I think the big difference in the game was the rebounding. We talked about that at the half. 40-26 difference there. Hobbs couldn't get over that hump, but you had to give a lot of credit to Cunningham, especially trying to get the Eagles back in it with some points and some rebounds and some great play by Zapata coming off the bench. The sophomore hit some trays, getting a steal to tie the ball game up, and you had kind of a feeling that Hobbs is going to take a lead, and possibly for the first time in the game late in the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, couldn't get it done, but the best part about this is, even though it's a loss, everybody's coming back.
Oh yeah, everybody. It's great, this team, and this just continues the story of them against Volcano Vista. Now, of course, they're going to look for payback coming up this next season, and they've got everybody except what? They've got one senior, I think, on this crew who
Hill.
Yeah.
Hill's definitely a big factor that they're going to lose. But I know I was asking you at halftime about the type of discussion Coach Carpenter was having with his squad at halftime up there in the locker room. You thought he was just going to be kind of laid back a little bit and just tell the girls, hey, we got a good momentum. He did something right, because that team was fired up, came back. They were down by as many as 20, I think it was second quarter or third quarter. And after that, they really came back hard, got it down to single digits, and really kind of to tighten the screws on the defense to open it up. Held Hill, most of her points on free throws. She had a total of 8 points in the second half, 4 of those coming from the free throw line, and those are 4 free throws in a row in the fourth quarter to kind of put the game in the books for them.
Yeah.
But we did a great job on her. 6 foot and 15 points and 14 rebounds. That's still good numbers, but Hobbs definitely subdued her in the second half.
Oh, definitely, and she got 7 rebounds in that second half, but again, it was a good job, for Hobbs, and good for them knowing that they were able to be down that much and come back in that second half, tie it up, and be in there, till the end.
Yeah, and they had, several girls getting close to double digits, just barely missing by a few points here or there. Mojica, Cunningham with 9, 8 for Zapata, 7 for Brett Clay. But, there was a little bit of a hole they had to dig out of earlier in this game, and it might have caused the Eagles to be a little bit tired there late in the contest, but boy, did they put their hearts on the line.
They did, and as you said, this team still has lots of life in it, because coming back next season, they're going to be impressive, even more so than this year. So, a few tough losses, the toughest of them all coming right here in the semifinals of the State 5A tournament, and Volcano Vista is losing their 2 big guns next year, so it may be quite the difference, as most Hobbs is coming back, but they're going to lose Liliana Duncan and TT Hill, who is graduating, so Volcano Vista maybe not going to have the firepower they have for next season, but
go ahead.
They will go ahead and play Sandia for the championship of the 5A, and the state title game is going to come up Saturday afternoon.
I remember the storyline after this one player down, Brent Hargrove. Unfortunately, didn't get to play this one. She was double digits against Volcano Vista the last time they played at Tasker Arena with the 28-point win. Of course, I guess, keep repeating a dead horse with that is not going to change anything, but still, she's a great player, too, back for next year. TJ got some numbers for us.
Well, thank you, guys. A tough one for the victorious Volcano Vista Lady Hawks. They had 3 scores in double digits. TT Hill led with 15, 13 for Mia Espinosa, and then 10 for Liliana Duncan. On the Hobbs side, no double-digit scores. You had Mojica and Cunningham each with 9, 7 points for Brett Clay, 8 points for Madison Zapata, 3 points Carolina Size, 4 points Jayla David. You certainly hope she's okay. Didn't see her in the second half. Aliana Armitage with 2 points. Hobbs lost the rebounding battle in this one, 40-26. So that's one of those numbers that you can look at and say, yep, there we go. Volcano Vista also winning the free throw battle. They went 10 of 14 from the free throw line. Hobbs 3 of 4. So while the percentages may be about the same, Hobbs had many fewer chances. Volcano Vista at one point had a 13-0 run on Hobbs. Hobbs' biggest was a 9-0 run. And, hats off to the Lady Eagles coming back late to get it tied up, but just couldn't quite hold on there at the end.
I also got to remind everybody about the play of Kendall Cunningham and the way she blocks shots. She looked like she's learned about that and what referees are looking for. Keeping yourself honest, showing your hands when you're blocking, coming on top of the ball instead of she was very aggressive at different spurts in this ball game. Definitely is going to be a force to be reckoned with next year. You know, we keep repeating about all the returners, but hey, this is a team that's been in 6 championships in a row. He does reload. Coach Carpenter had a shot to be in there again this time. It looked like it almost be over halfway through this game, but that's the heart the Lady Eagles show on the court, and continue to put girls basketball after the Tasker legend over the years. Yeah. Girls basketball is just as eventful as what the boys have been too. So great programs for Hobbs.
Absolutely, and you know what you say about Kendall Cunningham really is an example of all the team. Not only are they just coming back next year, they're playing from now. They take the lessons, you know, from this. Don't you say, Kendall learning even this season, already a good player, but getting better. All of these girls have a chance to continue to get better, not just to become a senior next year, but to become an even better player, to contribute more, and to make this Hobbs team extremely fierce. They're going to have a huge amount of just incentive, you know, coming up this next year. With this, is going to give them a real chip, but a lot of motivation to make it through the season again, and to come right back here and to battle for the state championship again here at the pit.
I think Coach Carpenter needs to make a purchase after the game, an ice pack for Eliana Armitage, putting her body on the line. I mentioned her a number of times, some steals, right. Always get back up off the hardwood and ready to play basketball. So that tells you right there what Hobbs Lady Eagles are all about. And a great finish to the season. Eagles at 26-4, 6-0 in the district.
Pride, hustle, desire. That's the old motto for Tasker basketball, and you see that, as you said, that coming down, that tradition through the Hobbs girls as well, and it stood them well in this tournament. They fall short, but they're number one in our hearts. They play with heart, and we'll be back with them next year. They'll be back with us and with everybody.
Well, that's it for Lee County teams, I guess.
That's it. We're out now.
And it is. So that'll wrap up our coverage of the 2024 Nucinda Federal Credit Union NMAA State Tournament. Hobbs Lady Eagle Basketball has been brought to you by NMR Pipeline, the Lee County State Bank, TDS, the First American Bank of Hobbs, Forest Tire Company, Divine Energy, Lasco Construction, IPS Incorporated, Excel, the Norley Hospital District, R360, Rent-A-Center, DNC Electric, Hobbs Rental, Thriftway and La Tienda Grocery Stores, Eunice Pump and Supply, The Coffee House, Hydrotech Services, SunGuard Precision, Robinson and Associates Real Estates, Albertsons Market, and Lavelle Insurance. For Evie Stuber and Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing during the state tournament, I'm TJ Miracle signing off for Dawn Morgan and Ty Friend. Have a great rest of your evening. Good night.
Just keep rocking. We are Eagle 100.5.